Salut, oameni buni! Bine ați revenit după o zi de pauză neanunțată inițial. Iată că astăzi începem de vreme. Ieri au căzut serverele multe ore, lucru care a făcut ca programul acestui turneu să se schimbe puțin. Acum să vedem exact care este situația, dar important este că în cele ce urmează îl vom vedea pe Razvan Puiu jucând meciurile din grupă cu care închide grupa între lui Marwan și Jafonso. Astfel, hai să vedem un pic clasamentul. Deci, Nicolas, cu care Răzvan a făcut egal în primul său meci, a pierdut cu Manu, dar ulterior are 3 victorii. Iată-l cu 10 puncte acolo. S-a mai jucat niște meciuri și trebuie să dateze puțin clasamentul aici. Dar Răzvan Puiu este destul de sus. Are șansă la top 8 și sperăm să prindă un loc în top 8. Cel mai probabil, totuși, ar cam avea nevoie de 2 victorii. Cu 10 puncte e cam complicat, nu cred că va intra, dar hai să vedem ce face cu acest jucător marocan. În rest, calificarea, zic eu, destul de sigură. Să vedem aici când se vor schimba lucrurile în clasamentul ăsta. Momentan nu avem un update aici. Căzut serverele.
Do well in the knockouts as well.
You mentioned Milkolov at the start of the day, and of course Levy Finn, our player who was 12.
Iată, Jafonso
He was on top of the leaderboard. Now our first
pierde meciul cu Verjgang.
I mean, he's been unbelievable, Levy Finn. I mean, his performance, his score in the league standing speaks for itself. But I mean, with regards to Milkolov, congratulations to Milkolov.
Și asta îl pune pe portughez într-o situație tot mai confortabilă, are doar 6 puncte și ultimul meci al său este cu Razvan Puiu. E de așteptat ca el să tragă foarte tare, normal, fiind în pericol de eliminare. Ia să vedem cum a fost meciul. Jafonso a marcat primul, egalat după aceea. Iată ce meci am avut. Am văzut și multe șicane din partea lui Verjgang. Cu alți adversari din turneu. E o situație puțin toxică, e interesantă competiția. Nicolas totuși 8-2. A avut mai victorii la scor. 5-1, 7-2, 8-2.
This was a huge one. 3 points denied from your opponent. He gathers them instead. FG, he is now skyrocketed into our top 16.
Ar trebui ca meciul lui Răzvan să înceapă cât de curând. Sincer, e un semn de întrebare legat de program, pentru că nu știm foarte multe. A fost și acest delay de o zi și e mai ciudată situația. În orice caz au fost și foarte multe meciuri care începeau mai devreme decât ora anunțată inițial. Să vedem. Cert e că va juca acum cu marocanul. Marwan are doar 2 puncte, a făcut 2 egaluri, 2 înfrângeri în ultimele 2 meciuri. Puiu are toate șansele să câștige.
Here you can see the Italian getting taken down by the youngster Mikolov with another 3 points. Should be secured into our top 24. The question is,
ce nervi acolo. Situația actuală în clasament, locul 25, 5 puncte. Îl vedem pe Razvan Puiu pe 12.
You mentioned Neat might have an opportunity. Obrun really needs some wind shells. Any other players?
Marwan pe 32 din 36, nu este o poziție bună. Vizibil o să fie un meci mai accesibil acesta. Să sperăm că putem câștiga. Vedem și pe Răzvan aici la consola centrală. Văd că a început deja meciul său. Hai să vedem pe ce stream este. Nu e pe cel principal. Of, mereu mă bat aceste streamuri că sunt... Ia să vedem. Momentan îi dau același meci pe toate streamurile. Mi se pare incredibil. Da, știi cineva pe care streamer Răzvan Puiu? Pentru că nu îl găsesc efectiv. Dau același meci pe toate streamurile. Mamă, ce turneu este, ceva... Cu toată sinceritatea. Haotic rău de tot. Da, da, îi dau același meci pe toate streamurile. There was 5 players all on 7 points during that league phase, Rich. And it was the goal difference of Tuga and RVP Legend that put them through on that day. So that was 7. That was 7 points. Yeah. I think the Champions League before that was 6 points. Frate, incredibil. Da, acest meci pe toate cele 4 streamuri. Nu știu ce să zic. E incredibil, deci mi se pare deja încep să mă enervez. Nu este efectiv meciul lui Razvan Puiu. Băi, deci oamenii care se ocupă de producție. Mamă, frate, incredibil sunt. Wow. From Ili and Bushi. There's a lot of good games in this round, including 2 former world champions in action. You just saw one there, MS Dasari. Deci îl dă pe Bonană pe toate.
36 players coming into today. By the end of play, we have 8.
Poate fac și eu un update. Mamă, ce... Este... Da, oricum. Mi se pare că au avut probleme cu turneul ăsta din toate punctele de vedere. Și cu ele de disputare, cu serverele. Că până la urmă s-a făcut delay la turneu. Iar cu producția giga el, frate. Mare el. Ia să vedem. Poate... Da, zic și ei că sunt 6 meciuri, dar nu le dau, e ceva incredibil. Poate vedem măcar niște faze. Joacă sigur Răzvan, pentru că l-am văzut acolo în cadrul general. Cu siguranță nu cred, într-adevăr, că se impune celor care organizează că pica serverele, dar totuși ca idee nu arată deloc bine momentul în care se întâmplă ceva de genul la turneu de așa magnitudine.
Against Guga, Ferraz, the youngest player in the tournament, as Adida gets the goal back. He's looking for his first points in the competition still.
Certainly is. You mentioned all those games there. This is the view.
Uite, Răzvan era în centru acolo.
The top of the room, shall we say, free kick just on the edge.
Doar că nu-l dă nicăieri. Ciudat să nu-l dai pe Razvan Puiu, adică... Sincer să fiu... Cred că a demonstrat destul până acum, ar fi meritat să fie dat pe unul dintre streameri.
We can see you as well at home. We are live, of course, across multiple platforms. There is not one, but
Mamă, Marwan are 2-0. Wow.
Get those objectives complete because there are two mystery nations up for grabs.
So we'll be giving clues.
We'll give a few, won't we?
Make sure you've got your magnifying glass out.
Da, să știți că dau și shuffle între streameri și când o să-l, dacă îl prind pe undeva, o să-l dau. Dar da, pe unele dosari.
Mr. Sari has got a goal back. There's Matthias Bonanno. Ball roll, finesse. Thank you very much. Usman Dembele 2-2.
I've got to comment.
Face meci aici, 2-2. 25 de minute.
Championships in previous years he has struggled. I think 2022 was his best performance at a World. He looks very, very composed this time around. I don't know, maybe with obviously his family being present as well with him.
Da, e posibil să nu fie Marwan neapărat nume cu greutate să-l dea, dar
maybe a flashback to a previous Matthias Bonanno, one that we've not seen outside of the Premier League for maybe a year or so.
The last time we saw Matthias Bonanno this good.
Dar nici măcar un gol nu ne arată, măcar așa de replay.
Or the Premier League.
Ne arată de la toți.
Look, as you said, the season never starts that well for him as it has recently. Misses the FC Pro Open, wins the Premier League, did get through to the knockout stages in the Champions League where he fell in the first
Iată situația actuală.
to Guga Ferraz, who's also in this competition. There's the live updates on the bottom of
Mamă,
the
sper
screen.
să întoarcă Răzvan.
There's Matthias Bonanno near enough. About to go 3-2 if it wasn't for the hand of Casillas. But keep an eye on those live standings. That is where you need to keep looking. Top 20.
Uite, Guga Ferraz a deschis scorul cu mut. Câte scoruri interesante. Mamă, 3-0. Da, așa este.
There is a lot of FC to get through today. A lot of games.
Mamă, ce aș vrea să vă meci.
Along that, will we have a bit of extra time and penalties? Of course, no extra time needed in the league phase of the competition. We were saying that in the back room, Rich. She said there's probably too many draws going on.
Yeah,
it's not helping anyone, is it, on their pursuit to try and get in the top 24?
Well, if you said 7 with good goal difference, but potentially 8 might be the magic number to guarantee it.
It feels like we're going up, doesn't it? I mean, we are at the FC Pro World Championships. The quality of players is going up, but those draws certainly aren't helping anyone. Someone in the chat asking how's Anders getting on today. He has just kicked off his day 4, could you say, of the competition with an important result against Jafonso.
Everyone made it to
Da, bine, da, deci dacă scorul e așa de mare, nu știu ce se mai poate întâmpla chiar de la 3-0, dar chiar sunt curios cum s-a ajuns în punctul ăsta.
But from what I heard from a lot of the coaches, Rich, it was just a good opportunity for the players to have a breather, have a bit of a reset in the players' lounge there. That was the equaliser for Mr. Sari. He's all square at 2-2. Big last turn for him. He didn't just score an equaliser, he's got in front by the looks of it.
And Wharton.
Wow.
Crystal Palace star man. Putting MS Desari 3-2 up and just looking on my right shoulder here.
Băi, e greu cumva să apară newcomer, pentru că contează foarte mult și alte aspecte la turnele de genul ăsta. Experiența lor e foarte valoroasă.
Guga Ferraz leading by a goal, still the youngest player in the competition as Usman Dembele's finesse shot is blocked.
Mă uit momentan pe toate cele 4 streamuri, dar pe unul e omut cu Guga Ferraz, pe unul e Dosari, pe celălalt tot așa. E ideea că din ce se vede se joacă 6 meciuri, acum și doar 4 streamuri. De asta nu-l vedem.
Goal back for Ilian Bushi. We just heard a roar there, a French roar. How big that could be for team vitality. Of course, there is more than a world championship on the line.
Mama, dacă Puiu pierde meciul ăsta, e cumva obligat la victorie cu Jafonso. Wow, 3-3. Adam Wharton. Genial. Marwan are într-adevăr 4-1. Da, în mod clar, oricum vor arăta Razvan Puiu versus Jafonso, pentru că o să fie decisiv meciul. O să fie tare rău de tot meciul. Îmi pare rău că se ajunge în punctul ăsta. O să fie mare presiune.
Crystal Palace, just as Jude Bellingham started in the championship, and now he, the main man in the midfield. Bonanno leading as we go into half-time, 4-3. But that midfield duo, Jude Bellingham maybe a little bit better in the final third. Adam Wharton got every single passing defensive.
Nu arată nimic legat de meciul nostru.
What is the ultimate partnership in that midfield? In that 4-4-1-1 that we're going to see across. What do you think the
Iată,
win is
pe centru sus acolo. 4-1
4-1
la pauză, mamă, poate, da, nu știu, e greu deja. Visăm așa la o remontada, dar totuși.
The highest rated item that he possesses in the game at the moment, certainly an option in there.
Scott McTominay's floated in a couple of times. Frankie de Jong maybe more of a substitute.
Egalul cu Nicolas a fost foarte valoros. Și într-adevăr a arătat multe acolo, Răzvan. A egalat și în ultima secundă.
From the 5-play style plus Rodri, that the path to glory item that went on to obviously have great success with Spain winning the World Cup.
Da, pentru Marwan va fi cel mai probabil, dacă nu se întâmplă vreo minune, prima victorie în turneu. Cumulează 5 puncte și în revenire.
You're familiar with the squad building requirements for these players at this year's World Championships. 15 million coins. And that was all the rules you needed to follow. Just stay within budget.
Da, nu o să vedem meciul, să știți.
Bonanno 4, Paolo Neto 3. We just kicked off the second half in this one.
Băi, nu știu cât contează materialul din care e făcut birou în sine. Mai toate birourile pe care le-am avut au ținut foarte bine. Nu prea văd ce poți să-i faci.
for our competitors to pick up. That's beautiful from Bonanno. He wants to match Levy Finn at the top of that table on 15 points.
Mamă, dar într-adevăr meciul ăsta e nebunesc. 5-3 Bonanno, doamne, ce... Băi, toți jucătorii din turneu sunt buni, e campionatul mondial. Sunt 36 dintre cei mai buni jucători ai planetei, deci... Într-adevăr a avut un meci ușor Razvan Puiu. A fost și el de ieri. Cunit. Mi s-a părut foarte slab spaniolul. Comparând, mă rog, cu ce a jucat Razvan.
With his final game of the day for Paulo Neto up against Oberon, who is, I mean, fighting for his life.
There's one back.
Wow. 4-5. Mamă, ce meci!
Well, if we can, let's get the live standings up for a second.
Wow, ce meci!
Give you the lowdown. Of course, this is going to change, no doubt. So as it
5-1 Marwan. Da, e clară stația.
But Levy, Finn and Bonanno both on 15 points. No doubt they'll be going through. Why is it important? I hear you ask. Well, you skip around. You don't
să pună alt meci. Păi ce are meciul ăsta? Mi se pare cel mai spectaculos meci dintre toate.
You're in the quarterfinals tomorrow, and you're looking, you're teetering towards the FC Pro Open for next year.
And just to put this in perspective, look how quickly one win can turn you around. MS Dosseri started this round 21st. Right now on the live standings, he's 12th. That's one win. 3 points can shoot you up that leaderboard so fast.
Ca idee, Bonanno până la meciul ăsta are 4 din 4, 12 puncte. Pentru noi ar fi bine să bată.
Was the idea at the back post. He'll head it back down to Bellingham. He'll take all the time in the world. Bonanno restores the two-goal lead again.
And again, it's just those fine margins, mastering the corners, mastering the details that you have all the control of. Finding the mismatch in the box at the back post, that header back across into
Mamă, 6-1.
and then he's got all the trust
Da,
in the world
cine
in
știe ce-o fi.
Bellingham. He can
Wow.
go on either foot. He didn't have to do the conventional cut inside on the right, have to take it on the left and hit the near post.
Well, this is our feature game as it stands. MS Dosseri, by the way, has...
Se schimbă multe pentru că sunt mai multe zile de joc. Iată, Samu care avusese 3 victorii, jucase impecabil. Acum are 2 înfrângeri la rând. Am pierdut cu Manu.
Give you all the lowdown with the live standings and tables. Right, well, this is where the raw was from. MS Dosseri went in front. That was 5-4. Ilian Bushi pulled one back to make it 5-5. They are...
Băi, asta e, se mai întâmplă, mai pierd și meciuri.
I want to turn my attention to, if we can get some replays. That's an extra fantastic pass. Ousmane Dembele gives it a 7-goal, 3-goal gap. I mean, I'm looking now at the goal difference.
Nu e imposibil să câștige cu Jafonso, deci hai să nu ne gândim că rămâne cu 7. Trebuie să avem încredere.
He's getting halfway there at least. I mean, it would say a lot as it stands. It's looking like a really solid top 8, but please do keep in mind we haven't even finished.
Great goal, Luke.
We haven't even finished round 5 yet, Rich. We've still got 6 more games after this.
Absolutely. You're looking who's going to be in action as well. In round 5 later on, we've got Nasada Hezers, Danny Pitbull looking to get points on the board against Chris de Boer. Neat against Red Black, Levi David, Abu Maka, Oberon, Alihan Lyon and Keilwan John.
Da, nu vedem meciul să știm ce s-a întâmplat, dar poate Marwan o fi în formă maximă astăzi, chiar nu poți să știi.
Someone who needed a win today, Rich. He drew 2 games from his first 3 rounds. I should say first 4 rounds so far is Marwan. If we can go to Marwan's game for a second. Marwan, of course, he was the
hai să vedem, poate ne dau și meci.
I mean, RVP Legends been really impressive so far this tournament, but I'm not sure.
Dintr-o dată și-a amintit că a jucat Puiu bine.
Wow.
As that finesse comes in, they're just trading blow for blow these two at the moment.
Dar tot nu-l arată. Și comentatorii îl cer. Bine, ce să mai vedem acum, că deja e jucată treaba. Hai că Bonanu bate, asta e bine. Da, singura șansă e să-l dea pe stream principal. Nu se schimbe meciul de pe cele secundare.
Ilian 5, MS Dasari 5 there at the right hand side of your screen. Karim's back 3-1 up against D. Fernandez.
If we can, let's go then. Marwan against RVP Legend or MS Dasari Ilian if we can. Look, there's all 6
Mamă,
games
7-1 mâncați așa. Mamă.
I think Marwan. Let's check in with him quickly.
Mamă, that's crazy.
Why it would be an important win for him.
Ireal.
Speaking of Marwan, here's his teammate. Karim is back. 3-1 he leads again, Rich. This doesn't add up. D. Fernandez was having a much better league phase than Karim.
But it's every single game.
Mamă, 7-1 e scor, da. Să sperăm că nu-l afectează foarte tare la mental și merge mai departe.
Nicholas outside of his first game, they can catch fire and really push on and go. For a lot of the players, it is just individual matches of FC. And if you come out quick, if you come out better in that game, you will get over the line. I mean, Karimi's back. You look at his results, 5-3 loss, 7-5 lost to Manu and Levy respectively. He then beat K1 John 7-5 and lost, drew to Hezers 5-5. All the games have been really, really tight for Karim.
Da, nu o să ne-l dea deloc.
5-5. How important is this in the league phase for these two? Sorry, I think was on 6 points coming into this.
Yeah, and Ilian was on 4 coming into it. 25th versus 21st on the table. And how many times are we going to see Casillas push it round the post with one of those outreach feet of his?
Let's see the stamina bars on that
8-1. Hai mă, frate.
offensive line. A couple of changes that are needed.
Iată, în sfârșit. Mama, a dat domnul. E, iată, ne dă minute 70, dar e 8-2. Mamă, ce victorie uriașă pentru Marwan. Ce s-a fi întâmplat? Da, ne-au dat 2 minute de FIFA în care pasau la centrul terenului. Mamă, ce nervi îmi fac cei din producție. Wow. Da. Cu Jafonso nu știu exact care este ora de disputare. Cert e că se joacă 6 meciuri în același timp. N-ar trebui să mai dureze mult.
As we approach these final rounds, I can really expect the atmosphere and the tension to increase.
Chance. Banana.
Mă gândesc că
Getting closer and closer to seeing out.
într-o oră și un pic va fi și meciul cu Jafonso.
In the FC Pro World Championships. Well, are we close enough?
Mama, cum a fost înfrângerea aia a lui FCSB, într-adevăr. Ireal.
Probably the furthest forward in this game here, Rich, in particular. Most are in the 70 to 80th minute as it stands.
I think we had a slight technical pause with Umut, was it, in his match?
Jafonso e un jucător foarte bun, asta e clar. Din fericire, nu pare a avea cel mai bun turneu al său. Pentru că, totuși, are un punct sub Razvan Puiu.
Let's check in then. Umut against Guga Ferraz.
Dar clar, într-un meci din asta, orice se poate întâmpla. O să stăm cu emoții.
Remember, he's unbeaten, or was unbeaten at least before coming into this round. Guga Ferraz, I mean,
what a tournament he's having.
He's not shown any fear, is he? Bear in mind, he's the youngest
Iată,
player
Guga Ferraz
which some would say it probably work in his favor.
câștigă cu Umut.
Saka, what a save.
But I think with Guga, you just look at this entire season as a whole. Started with the FC Pro Open with the qualifiers out in Atlanta, successfully, then moved and flawless as well in that. He then moves on to the Pro Open, didn't quite go his way. What did he
Guga Ferraz a pierdut un singur meci, cel cu Razvan Puiu.
Domestic League campaign with Santa Clara. Second in the Portuguese
Atacă
League.
top 8-ul. Ca să ne gândim puțin la situație. În prima zi a jucat Razvan cu Nicolas și cu Ferraz, care cel puțin momentan sunt acolo. Top 8.
I would have him making tomorrow. Early prediction for you there.
I can see it. See if he can follow through. This is a great result for him against Umit.
Mamă, posesia asta mi-a amintit puțin de cum se juca la mondiale acum mulți ani. Că era jocul mult mai lent și cu ritme limitate, pasaia o grămadă, o lungeai mult de tot, de pe o parte pe alta. Acum se joacă mult mai direct și în viteză.
Leading by 2 goals. We have to remember he did win the 2v2 club championships as well, 2023, I believe it was, with Anders Vergang.
A lovely turn. Couldn't find the key to unlock the door. Right, let's go elsewhere if we can then. I think we've got a closing stage if we can.
Da, o problemă într-adevăr poate fi și asta cu golaverajul. Făcuse golaveraj foarte bun cu spaniolul. Cum va avea golaverajul pe minus. Da, depinde de jocul rezultatelor, că nu știm ce vor face cei care sunt sub Puiu momentan ca puncte. Gata și ești la Bonano cu Neto. 13 goluri.
Matthias Bonano of Manchester City Esports might just be having the best start to an FC Pro World Championships we have seen in quite some time. Over here then, important for the two Moroccans. There is a third Moroccan in the competition, the Saudis, but these two have been maybe not their best yet, but this could be the turning point. I mean, if you want to peak at the right time, round 5 and round 6 might do.
Da, Levi are maxim de puncte, dar și Bonano are maxim de puncte. Însă s-a dovedit că într-un format din ăsta se dovedește în fotbal. Poți să faci și 18 puncte, ești în eliminatorii, după aia pierzi în sferturi. Asta nu înseamnă că o să mergi până în finală, deci chiar, într-adevăr, oricine poate să bată pe oricine. Suntem și în endgame și cardurile sunt colosale. Mamă, dar serios, cărt, wow. De la Banat. Da, sunt tare curios și eu să văd cine o să mergă până la capăt ediția asta. Mamă, ce veci! 6-6 Dosari cu Ilian. Cum ar fi să fi picat aici golul 7? Dar fac egal. Nu cred că ne avantajează prea tare chestia asta. Dosari acum are tot 7 ca Razvan. Mergi cu Emre Yilmaz ultimul. Emre Yilmaz are tot 7 puncte.
Just over 15 minutes away as Guga.
Dar e nebunie cu șocul rezultatelor.
His first loss of this year's World Championships. That's the top 8.
Bine, acum corect e ultima etapă să se joace în același timp sau ceva, că dacă știu deja ceilalți ce s-a întâmplat, da, e, acum n-au cum să joace atâtea meciuri în același timp. Teoretic, ultimul care joacă în rundă e cel mai avantajat. Trebuie să bată Răzvan, era clar, adică după înfrângerea cu Samu era clar că trebuie să-l bată pe spaniol, ca mai apoi să mai facă o victorie în a treia zi. E ustrătoare înfrângerea asta, dar nu e nimic. Eu cred că poate să-l bată pe Jafonso la ce a arătat. A avut meciuri grele, Puiu, și s-a descurcat bine. Iată meciul copiilor. Adida are 0 puncte.
Up the table, he's 5th right now. When we last saw the live standings, but it's the games around you that you have to win. It's the games in your
Dacă bate Luke, face și el 7 puncte.
Proximity that you simply have to be victorious, just as Luke is doing right now.
Și va câștiga. Are ultimul meci cu Samu, care atacă top 8-ul, ceea ce e bine. Da, deci cumva ne gândim că acest look s-ar putea să piardă meciul cu Samu și are și gol averaj mai prost ca Razvan Puiu. Dar sigur, depinde și de meciul cu Jafonso ce se întâmplă. Da.
Been a tough one for Adida, but I'm sure a learning experience. He's got a lot of quality.
În general, ar putea să se califice și cu cele 7 puncte. Dar la mare limită. Și o să fie cu emoții.
And a statement victory if it sticks here for Guga against the 2022 world champion.
A result that puts him into the top 8 as it stands.
Nu, clar are o șansă de calificare și cu cele 7 puncte până acum. Dar asta depinde doar de cum vor juca acei jucători care au 5 respectiv 6 puncte. Păi a pierdut cu 8-2. Din păcate nu i-au dat meciul. Deci nu ai ratat nimic. Noi am așteptat, dar au difuzat doar 3 minute de FIFA din el. Asta ca să nu zic că vă dați seama că nu l-au dat deloc. Am trecut prin toate. Care ne-au dat în minutul 70 la 8-1, din minutul 70 și minutul 73. 9-3 a fost. N-am mai văzut asta, că am uitat la clasament. Ok, vă mulțumesc pentru rectificare. Da, nu-i nimic, asta e.
But in terms of just qualifying through, which is the real bare minimum every player would look at and think just top 24 is. Da, deci mai avem un singur meci cu Jafonso, este un meci de calificare, mai mult sau mai puțin. De aici încolo vor fi numai din astea care decid totul. Băi, și Marwan poate să facă mare remontadă. Are meci cu alt marocan, Nasada. Dacă îl va bate, s-ar putea să se califice mai departe.
From a slower start from kick-off, that's a full-time result there. And that is Umit's unbeaten record gone.
Mă pup, băi!
As it stands, there's only 3 players left unbeaten in the competition. Jesus, Levy, Finn and Bonanno. And up next, Jesus is up against the
Da, mă gândesc și eu că Nasad ar bate pe Marwan, da?
Absolutely. Neat against Red Light. Open Alihan Lion. Some huge
Iată
games coming your way.
ce meciuri urmează.
Added time of just 1 minute.
La și 40.
As we just said, not just to get amongst those bottom 12 players.
Cu acestea se închide runda 5 și apoi va începe runda 6. Deci mai avem puțin de așteptat.
Fortunately for Adida, it will still be 0 points on the board. But that's the kind of momentum in you, and especially after he didn't get to play yesterday. Players have had practice games, no doubt, Richard, but it can't quite compare to playing on the main stage here.
And look, I think for Luke, no disrespect to Adida whatsoever, but that was a must-win game. If you're not picking up maximum 3-point haul from that game, you're probably looking at the qualification getting away from you. Big win for Luke. He does what he needs to do. And coming up after the break, some absolute crackers. We've got Nasada and Hezes, Levy David versus Abu Maka. I cannot wait. I'll be back after the break alongside Ryan Pessoa to guide you through the games.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower.
Da. Bun. O să las stream-ul să curgă și o să revin când va juca Răzvan. Cel mai probabil, mă gândesc, dacă la și 40 se termină runda 5 la fix, la 4 fix, cred că joacă, depinde cât se grăbesc și ei, poate la 4:40, adică depinde cât grăbesc ei meciurile. Dacă mai țin pauze, trebuie să țin oricum aceste pauze, că nu se poate juca la foc automat până și jucătorii să târle și toate cele. Să sperăm că îl dă. Băi, FC27 momentan a avut doar un reveal, nu cred că ne putem face neapărat o părere. Ce mi s-a părut interesant este că au zis ei că ar fi reglat puțin AI-ul defensiv. Ceea ce zic eu că e de bun augur, pentru că ar trebui să te aperi manual, că asta e toată ideea. Nu să te ajute jocul, să îți țină jucătorii. Dar în afară de asta, nu putem să știm până nu vedem niște gameplay și chiar și așa, spre exemplu și la treaba asta cu AI-ul de defending, ei dacă se sucesc în 2 săptămâni, îl schimbă la loc. Asta nu-mi place neapărat la jocurile de astăzi, pentru că ei schimbă de la lună la lună jocul. Da, băi, posibil să ducă și spre niște scoruri full view chestia asta. Dar nu e la modul doar să se apere jucătorii când îi controlezi tu, ci ați văzut că poți să lași maneta jos uneori și stă echipa singură, frate. Deci se întâmplă uneori să nu fie adversarul la consolă sau să plece și stau între jucătorii la fix. Trebuie să stai la migăleală așa să treci pe lângă ei. Mă rog, o să vedem ce o să fie. Dar ei nu mai vin cu chestii din astea care să ducă foarte mult hype. Cumva e o similaritate mare între jocuri și de asta nu mai vedem hype-ul de altă dată. Așa, eu o să-mi iau Ultimate Plus-ul că într-un fel mă avantajează, că oricum jucam și o să-ți dea pasurile, points-uri și astea, dar mi se pare foarte scump pentru un jucător care vrea doar să dea o FIFA, să dea 150 de euro pe joc, considerând că oricum trebuie să-l cumpere an de an și în general mai trebuie să iei câte ceva pe acolo, că dacă vrei să joci Ultimate Team, mai trebuie să dai. Deja mi se pare greu dacă în start nu ai niște points, că îți dă doar 2000 de puncte, chiar dacă e varianta aia în prima lună. Nu cred că e suficient să-ți faci echipă cât de cât, ca să poți să începi. La ce joacă cei de își iau atunci. La Ultimate Plus îți dă points în plus, 4000 de points. Îți dă încă 4 season pass-uri, de unde faci jos de foarte multe pachete. Destul de relevante astea, mai ales în primele luni. Și îți mai dă la alegere. Din ce am văzut, probabil că cam toată lumea să ia remi, că sunt 5 jucători, din care alegi unul. Mă rog, îți mai dă și un icon pack. Dar la icon știți cum e. În general, îți dă cel mai pușcărie. Nu știu, ți-l dă pe Nesta sau ceva. Pe Baresi. Faza este că dacă e Ultimate Plus, dai normal 50 de euro în plus, dar poți să iei Ultimate simplu și să dai 50 de euro pe points pe care îi ai din prima zi, pentru că acolo primești 2000 de points în fiecare lună pe parcursul a 5 luni și pasurile tot așa, le primești pe parcursul a 5 luni, deci e o chestie care se extinde foarte mult. Iar majoritatea jucătorilor sunt interesați la început, o lună, două, dacă primesc jucătorii ceva în ianuarie, deja mulți se lasă până atunci sau nu mai joacă serios și nu mai contează un season pass, că nu mai fac nivel acolo destul de mare. Și dacă îți dă 2000 de points în decembrie, spre exemplu, iată golurile. Bine, le-a dat pe toate golurile? Mamă, ce supărat era Puiu. Wow. Nu l-am mai văzut așa. Wow, de mult. Mamă, nervos rău de tot. Ce s-o fi întâmplat? Băi, la cum merită părerea mea, dacă știi că o să te joci toată ediția, poate fi rentabil Ultimate Plus. Dar dacă nu ești neapărat sigur că apare și GTA-ul și na, probabil că nu știi ce faci peste 3-4 luni, mai bine ți-ai Ultimate simplu ca să ai accesul din ziua inițială de pe 11 septembrie și dacă vrei să dai banii ăștia, poți să mai dai 50 de euro să-ți iei niște points. Și așa îi folosești la pachete, mai faci un draft, un alta. Așa mi se pare cel mai rentabil. Dacă n-ai cumva buget nelimitat, să zic. Și ți iei Ultimate Plus și să mai ai și points-uri și toate alea. Dar deja apare FC27 și ai dat 1500 de lei pe el. Este ceva incredibil. E prea de tot. Îmi vor foarte mult ce drag ei uneori. Vreau să joc GTA, da. O să postez și GTA dacă tot îl joc, dar toată lumea cred că va face asta. Am mai băgat animații, da. Acum am văzut că au băgat și loje. Îți arată o legendă în loje. Suntem din ce în ce mai aproape de a-l vedea pe Becali în loje la cariera cu FCSB. Bă, dacă ar face asta, n-aș mai comenta nimic. Asta ar fi epic. Să vezi la costum așa cum stă și ai dat gol și el acolo. Fericit, mamă. Să-l scaneze și să-l bage. Bun, deci la și 40 începe ultimul meci din runda 5 și apoi începe runda 6. Și mai probabil la și 20. Acum nu știm dacă joacă Puiu la și 20 sau și 40, dar undeva după 4 sigur. O să mai fiu și eu atent, mai vorbesc cu băieții să-mi zică când se apropie meciul lor, să îmi scrie și vedem. O să las oricum stream-ul on. Băi, o să-mi iau Ultimate Plus, că eu mă și joc toată ediția, normal. Și mă avantajează. Dar, sincer, clar, părerea mea e că cel mai ok e să iei Ultimate-ul. Și atât. Cu plusul vor ei să mai tragă niște bani. Așa, oricum mai luam niște points-uri, oricum mai luam cât un pas. Și eu ajung tot acolo, într-un fel. Dar, da, la un calcul chiar nu are sens pentru jucători chestia asta. Că Ultimate e 100 și ăla e 150. Cum ziceam. Deci mai bine ți iei, dacă chiar vezi de 150 pe joc, mai bine ți iei încă 50. Și dacă e încă 50 de euro să facem points. Da, bănuiesc că fac și niște eforturi, că o să apare GTA-ul și logic, o să fie interes pentru asta vreo lună, cel puțin o să fie rău pentru cei de la ei. Dar nu știu cât de succes va fi chestia asta cu ediția Ultimate Plus. Vor fi jucători răiți rău de tot, care joacă rău într-una și ăia vor lua, dar e o nișă cumva, că e și scump, e foarte scump. Că e un joc care apare an de an, nu e ca și cum e ca GTA-ul. Ei clar vor să scoată ceva, că de asta au pus și punctele să ți le dea din lună în lună, că așa și când a apărut GTA-ul mai intri, că ți-a mai dat 2000 de points, mai deschizi un pack, mai primești ceva, după aia te mai joci un pic. Ai pasul, spre exemplu, dacă ai Ultimate Plus Edition. Intri să-ți mai faci un nivel acolo. Cert e că asta a fost problema la ei, faptul că întotdeauna au vrut să facă din ce în ce mai mulți bani și cumva asta e direcția companiei, că ei vor să crească în profit an de an. Dacă ei scad în profit de la un an la altul, e eșec total. Și tot încercând să crească profitul, veneau cu jumbuși lucruri din astea, că de asta și apare atâtea promoții și tot ce vedem. Bă, nu se compară FC-ul cu GTA-ul, că GTA 5 a apărut în 2013, GTA 6 apare în 2026, adică FC apare în fiecare an. La un calcul, ritmul ăsta, în 10 ani, pe 1500 de euro dai numai ca să joci jocul în cei 10 ani, dacă te joci 10 ani. Plus că nici nu ți ajung punctele alea dacă te joci Ultimate Team la cum e jocul acum, că 4000 de puncte în 2 luni o să te facă să fii în urma multor jucători ca echipă. Băi, PSG mă gândesc că sigur bate pe Aston Villa. Mai au loc și surprize, dar de obicei în Supercupa Europei cam câștigă cine alt UCL, diferența destul de mare. Dar sunt foarte buni parizienii, nu știu ce să zic. Villa mi se pare o echipă așa, în zona echipelor de top, dar nu sunt chiar acolo. Bun, băi. Hai că iau și eu o pauză și revenim când începe meciul următor. Mamă, acum... Am emoții pentru Puiu. Cum o fi el Să sperăm că își păstrează calmul acolo și uită de înfrângerea asta usturătoare. Chiar poate să se califice și ar fi păcat să se întâmple ceva. Iar dacă se califică, mai avem meciuri astăzi, sigur. Că astăzi era ziua meciurilor eliminatorii, deci se va continua, va fi o zi lungă. Să sperăm. Vedem. Hai că revin în probabil aproximativ o oră la streamer să curgă.
Like he has a great chance of making it to a top 4, top 2, even win the World Championship. So I'm expecting big things from him.
On the other side of it, Nasada, he's been an unbelievable qualifier this season in every single sort of online tournament that he's played, whether it's like the online cups or even the ladders. He's always in around the top 4, top 2. You look at the virtual Bundesliga, that's where he got his title with Freiburg. The FC Pro Open, top 8, solidifying his place here at the World Championships. E-Champions League didn't quite go to plan for him. He had aspirations of going on to win that tournament. He's coming in full of belief that the FC Pro World Championships could be his chip. Musiala comes forward, it's when Dembele finds the finesse, it's going to rebound nicely for him. Nasada 2-0 up, early pause cued by Hazard. Nasada's here to play.
He's here to play, definitely. As we just look at his face, he's happy. And I'm not sure if you agree, Rich, but I do feel like when these youngsters come into the scene, they start playing really well, as the likes of Nasada. They don't usually do well on ECL and World Championship on the same year. So I do feel like him not playing that well in the ECL, probably...
By his standards. He's still got top 8. Yeah.
But we were expecting maybe a final. Yeah. I do feel like, even though he expected to win it all, it gives him a greater chance of making it farther here at the World Championship.
Well, let me talk you through some of the other results we've got coming through here as it stands. Cristobal 1-0 up against Danny Pitbull. Red Black leading against Neat. As you can see, this was the opening goal for Cristobal. Levy David and Abu Maka still 0-0. Oberon 1, Alihan Lion 1. And PH Zin leading 1-0 against K1 John. A couple of surprising early goals coming through, Graf.
Yeah, definitely. But let's see, because it's only the first 10-15 minutes of the game and anything can happen. We are looking at the Twitch chat as well. By Lucio, Forza Italia. I'm curious, because we see the Italians hyping up their players, but the Germans, Nasara fans, where are you? Can see you, the Twitch chat.
Dembele, Kika Nazareth. Good reply by Danny Pitbull. He has had a horrible FC Pro World Championships thus far, but he's a very, very prideful man. He'll want to go out with a flurry.
Do you think with 6 points he gets through?
No.
Because of the goal difference.
And also there's so many players already on 6 with opportunities to go to 7. There is the live table as it stands right now. Levy Finn, top of the pile, 15 points, joined alongside Manchester City's Banano. Cristobal goes 2-1 up against Danny Pitbull right there. Any interesting names that you're seeing there coming through on the left-hand side of the screen, Grav, that you're surprised where they are?
I'm curious.
Paulo Neto drops into the elimination spots.
It is weird, because Paulo Neto did have a brilliant day one, and he's not playing well at the moment, as you can see. Danipi looking... Penalty. It is.
Not sure how, but the ref has blown and points to the spot. Usman Dembele will step over it. Slight stuttered run up to the right-hand side, and it's a big save.
When everything goes against you, even the penalties.
Jude Bellingham forcing the save from Casillas. What were you just saying about Paulo Neto's day one?
I was impressed with the way he played on day one, but it is always a thing in which sometimes you don't perform as well, but it's a matter of getting through to the top 24, in my opinion. Because Paulo Neto could beat anyone on the knockouts. He just needs to pull
get
through.
There. When you were playing, I mean, it was a lot more as Cristobal goes 3-1 up here. And again, it's a game that he has to win if he's got those aspirations of firing up the table. Currently 22nd in the league standings, but a win here puts you on 9 points and in a real good position with his last game of the day coming up against Matias Bonanno. So you want to get the points on the board now, not having to go into the last game thinking, I have to win this game. When you were playing in the group standings and the group phases, how was it for you? Did you split it up? Was it easy to sort of take each game at a time? Were you trying to catch momentum and catch fire?
The main thing for me used to be catching momentum. I think that's a great point, Rich. I think you always want to look for those instances in which you're on the 5th minute of the game and you're thinking, I'm going to win this game easily. But it's really hard to not look into the future as we see this great goal by Vicky Lopez. It's really hard not to think about the rest of the match. It's really hard when you're saying you're winning 2-0 and you're playing really good. You're thinking, I'm going to play against Semes Tosari then. I'm going to play against Nicolas, and you're going into the future. That's something that it's impossible. Like, you cannot afford to do that because...
So you're playing this game here, Chris de Boer, he's 4-1 up against Danny Pitbull.
You're thinking.
He's already thinking, I tell you what, if I can get Bonanno, maybe already thinking that he's through, guaranteed top 8, I might be able to beat him and get 12 points. That's not the way to go.
That's not the way to go because you got to think at the present. I mean, it's similar to Tenet, the film. As you know,
Okay.
Rich, you got to be at the present because if not, anything can happen and it can go poorly.
We're going to go back in time and then forward in time.
And it goes wrong.
And I'm going to get confused to what's happening. There's Ali line 4-1 up against Oberon. It has been a miserable, miserable World Championships for Oberon, who came in through the last chance qualifier. The only player to go through the last chance qualifier all the way to the FC Pro World Championships. 512 players. He came through with the odds stacked against him. Redlac 3-1 up against Neat. He would need 2 flawless victories, turn around a little bit of that goal difference, put him on 7 points. Is there a chance Redlac might sneak through here if he keeps on winning?
I do think so. I do think 7 points with a decent goal difference.
I mean, if you look at his games, 8-4 against Anders, scored 4 goals. 6-4 against Katia, scored 4 goals. 7-7 against Oberon, that was the draw, scored 7 goals. Obviously, that's a 0, but if it comes out to goals scored, he could be on his way here. Levy Finney lost 2-5. The other problem is for Redlac, as he just concedes there, 4-2. He plays Hezers in the last match.
I wouldn't want to play against Hessers on the last match, especially when I'm fighting for my life.
Let's have a look at this PH Zing game. He's taking on K1 John, as we see Chris de Boer, coming forward once again, trying to add his 6th goal. We're not even at half-time yet. It's been relentless from the Ajax man. PH Zing is leading at the moment, Grav, and he's leading 3-1 against K1 John. Even for PH Zing, he's down there in an uncomfortable position. He has to win.
He needs a win. Just see this pass coming in. I'm thinking about K1 John because the tournament for him started with a win against Ilian, then a draw against Umut, and then everything went wrong. He lost against Karim Isbak 5-7, lost against Nicolas, and he's losing against PH now. How do you approach that last match, Rich, when you started the tournament so well and everything went wrong after that?
Yeah, it's really tough, isn't it? As Chris de Boer peppering the goal of Danny Pitbull. I mean, for PH Zing, you look at the games that you're talking about as well, Grav. He wouldn't have wanted Thursday to end coming off the back of 2 victories. He would have wanted just to keep rolling, just beat Emre Yilmaz 5-4. He would have wanted that momentum that you talked about to just roll through. And we had a complete day yesterday with no games.
That can happen, and you gotta be so on point when you're playing today. The amount of matches that he's playing, as you just see, Neat going forward to score the 3rd goal, 3-4. Massive goal for him. I will say PH has been unlucky with his draw. I mean, Levi Finn, Hessers, Adira, and Yilmaz. There's some huge matches.
As Oberon gets one back there, 4-2. The scoreline now with Alihan Lyon. As we approach half-time, let's go to another game. And let's go to Levi David versus Abu Maka if we can.
That is a massive one, Rich.
Absolutely. Let's try and get into that game and we can have a look at it here. It's leading 1-0 is Levy.
These are my kind of matches. 1-0, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
They're defending well.
Talk to me about both of these two. I mean, they've been somewhat staples in the Levy, especially in the FC Pro Open.
Yep.
Over the last 3 years. That's where they've met previously. 2-2 in series. 2 wins apiece. But Abu Maka, he's never in those games where he's getting really blown out. He's never 5, 6, 7-0 down. It's super rare occasions we ever see that happen. Levy will take the last chance of the half. It's not going to fall his way, and that will do us for half-time.
Wow.
Where do you see this game?
I feel like Levy has what it takes to control the game with the player locks, with the game management. But at any given second, Abu Maka could score a goal. And that's why I think Levy is trying to get and hold the ball as long as he can, because Abu Maka with the counter-attacks, you never know what to expect from him. So I feel like Levy's chance comes from holding the ball, but even though he has to be patient, he has to go forward. And Abu Maka on the other side, you gotta be so precise when you're defending with the player switching against Levy, because he will punish those mistakes.
Well, as we are underway in the second 45 at the moment, let me talk you through the other matches as they are currently standing. At the moment, we've got Nasada leading 4-1 against Jesus. This game we're seeing right here, Cristobal leading 5-2 against Danny Pitbull. Neat 3, Redlac 5.
It is, at the moment, K1 John 2-3 against PH Sin, and we'll update you. Because at the moment, Obrun is losing 2-5 against Alihan, and it's 1-0. Levy still winning against Abu Maka.
Yeah, some really tight games, some really big margins as well, as Danny Pitbull just not been his week.
No. Both Danipi and Obrun, I'm sure they'll be devastated after today, because their league stage has been inconsistent, to say the least.
And sometimes, Grav, I mean, you must have had a tournament during your time as well where you come into it feeling good. I mean, Obrun had the best practice possible coming through the last chance qualifier, then to the play-ins. You're feeling like you're on top of the world, and it just doesn't happen for you.
It happens sometimes. I remember back in the Club World Cups, I played a couple of them, and I was at my best. I was top 10 in the world, and things didn't click. And sometimes you just look backwards and you're thinking, I had a good practice, I was playing really well, I had a good squad selection.
Oh, beautiful from Abu Maka. McGeady spin on the edge of the box. Opens up the space, and a low-driven finish into the bottom corner. He talks about he can explode into life at any moment. You wanted maybe Levy play the possession game. Don't allow Abu Maka to get rolling. That's a lovely goal.
It is a lovely goal indeed, and currently looking at both squad selections, you can see that Levy trying to hold the ball in here.
Yeah, you just saw the bruiser coming in there from the back from Abu Maka. There is, once again, Levy twisting and turning. Saka, player locked pass, but a good interception from Freeman for Abu Maka, and a chance maybe to go forward the other way here. He's got 5 against 4 if he plays his numbers right. Saka on the outside of Kivior. He will be patient. He will wait and try and utilise the space where he can. Player locked into Vicky Lopez. The coach's hand just coming in, telling Abu Maka where to pass, and that would put me off.
I'll be fuming. Get your hands off me. I will say, look at the stamina between...
Yeah, absolutely. Musiala, good strike, good save. What are you noticing?
Look at the stamina, both Jude Bellingham's, Levy's and Abu Maka's. The comparison is like, look at Levy's, Bellingham's stamina, and when you get the chances, you can see, oh!
Doesn't matter about the stamina. If you can curl one into the top corner. Samuel Parejo with a beautiful curling finish, which puts Levy back in front.
Great goal. Great goal.
But could that stamina potentially, as we get into the later drawings of this game, be a factor? Hez has scored a couple of goals to make this a tighter affair against Nasara in a top 8 clash.
To be fair, I'm always looking at the stamina game, but I don't think it pays off finally, because we did see Anders against Jafonso, who had no stamina, Anders I mean, on the 50 minutes, and it didn't matter because you get the subs in, it's 5 of them, you sub every single midfielder and defender and you're okay. But when I'm playing and I'm attacking, I see a fullback or even center midfield with low stamina, I'm looking for it. Because I feel like you can get punished if you're not considered enough with the stamina game.
We are very close to getting back underway with that Levi David Abumaka game. That's where our attention will turn. 2 players that would had not only aspirations of top 8 group phase, but Levi David is 3rd last year at the FC Pro World Championships. Abumaka always seems to be in the latter stages of tournaments.
It's been a back-to-back top 4 for Levi in the World Championship, 24, 25 as well. So we always expect him to at least get into a knockout stage.
And coming into this game, Grav, he was 24th in the table. A draw doesn't really help either player.
No. Especially because you don't want to play on the knockout stage, as we see Sancho with the low driven to make it 5-3. Huge goal for the German player. And I do feel like a draw, just as you were explaining, Richard, doesn't benefit either one of them, because if you get 7 points, you might be through, but you're playing against the top 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, right now, if the table was to finish as it is, you'd play against Alihan.
Good luck with that.
Samugamer, Umut, maybe even RVP legend. If Anders Vergang was to not win his last game, it could be an Anders Vergang in 9th place. So there's huge, huge interest on those last games of the league stage. Let's go back to Levi and Abumaka in the bottom left corner there. 2 players, as we said, not only for themselves, but also their esports organisations that they're representing as well, with real incentive to go on and pick up club championship points in the grander scheme of the Esports World Cup here in Paris. Waiting patiently on the edge of the box, the through ball into a blue shirt, but it will be recycled once again through Abumaka's midfield. There's Vicky Lopez on the turn, who finds the top corner.
Levi's not confident at all defensively. You can see he's second-guessing himself with trying to go aggressive towards the ball holder. You can see that, of course, Levi has always been, in my opinion, the best player second-man pressing with R1 in this game. But he combines that with being aggressive against the ball holder, and he was too passive, in my opinion.
As we head into this match with Chris de Boer leading, still 7-5 against Danny Pitbull, but Danny Pitbull has made a bit of a resurgence. It is going to be too little too late for the FC Pro Open semi-finalist. That sounded like a roar.
That sounded like PH.
PH in. Roar with the frustration. Obrun making a bit of a game of it. 5-4 against Alihan Lyon. And look, Obrun, if he was to win his 2 games, he'd go to 7 points. His last match of the day would be up against Paulo Neto, who is on 6 points. So it feels Obrun has to turn this game around from Alihan Lyon and then go on and win his last game. There's the finesse. Is it going to fall nicely for the Italian? The corner will do.
As we just see the live updates on the right side of your screen, you can see Chris de Boer winning 7-5. And it seems like Danny Pitbull's dreams might be over after this match.
Yeah, unfortunately so. I think there will be
Levi Abumaka.
an
update.
2-2. As this was the moment for PH Jin, where we heard the roar from over our shoulder here on the stage.
K1 John knows that's a huge mistake.
Let's go back there if we can. As bottom left corner, Abu Maka. Looks like he's not just equalised here, Grav. He's taken the lead.
Another one. And Oberon as well, scoring another goal.
Yeah. As it stands right now, we'll give you an update. 70 minutes, perfect. Thank you very much. You saw there, Neat 5, Red Lac 6. He's hanging on for dear life. PAG in 6-4 against K1 John. Chris de Boer 7. Danny Pitbull 6. Controller has been disconnected. Danny Pitbull's FC Pro World Championship comes to a close. He's got one more game left to play.
Neat has to score. He doesn't want to be eliminated as well.
And that is the full-time result. Impossible for Danny Pitbull to go through. Alongside Adida.
Great defending.
Ball goes long from Red like it's going to come straight back at him. Look at Bakio into Granit Xhaka. Ousmane Dembele, 2 players in the bottom period of the table right now, fighting for survival here at the FC Pro World Championships.
Dembele.
Chance. It's blocked in off Maldini. It's desperately unlucky for Red Lac. It's 6-6. It's 32nd in the table versus 34th. And a draw does absolutely nothing for either of them.
They both need a win, so we do have 5 minutes left into that match, and neither one of them is happy. As we just jump over to Levy against Abu Maka. What have we missed in here, Rich? Abu Maka.
Yeah, we saw the game. I think we saw the equalising goal, and since then, Abu Maka with a quick fire double to go 3-2 up. A little bit more context on that Neat and Red Lac game. Neat on 3 points right now. It would put him on 4, maximum 7, but he does have quite a poor goal difference, -11. Red Lac, he would be on 2 points, maximum potential of 5. He would be eliminated. All the players will play their 6 games. Even if qualification is mathematically impossible. We are in a pause in that Red Lac Neat game. When we can go back there, we will. Do not worry, you're not going to miss any of the action here at the FC Pro World Championships. Abu Maka leading.
Wow.
3-2 against Levy. And this will put Levy in a real dangerous waters going into that last game.
Who's he playing against in the last one? Because
Levy,
you know.
Finn. He's still having it in his own hands. Saka drives up the near post. But it's a must-win game. You have to win.
You have to win.
It'd be on 6 points. Chance. Pereiro, edge of the box. Gill once again called into action.
Abu Maka goes for a pause.
Where do we go?
Neat.
You see the games there. The side of Hezers.
Oberon Alihan, 5-5. Oberon needs a win.
Even for Alihan, if he wants to finish top 12, he's on 9 points right now. He'd be going into his last game up against Milka Love with a win putting him on 12. Oberon must win. Will Oberon win? McTominay, Kika Nazareth. What a save from Casillas. Let's go back to Neat and Red Lac, top red corner right there. 89 minutes on the clock. Red Lac through Pavlovic. We saw a number of players go through the E-Champions League on 7 points with good goal difference. Red Lac's maximum amount of points is 7 if he was to win this game and the next. Is there a winning moment?
Could be.
Jude Bellingham, twisting, turning, can't find the pass, and that will do us. 6-6, and look at the disappointment from both players. They know that 1 point, in the grand scheme of things, simply isn't enough. Pietz finds another goal, 8-4. He will be pushing his way up that table onto 9 points and comfortably in the top 24, maybe even with a top 8 aspiration.
It could happen on the other side of things. K1 John with just 4 points, and not only that, minus 10 goal difference. So he has to go forward, he has to score this goal and another one to try to go for these 7 points in the last match of the day. But it's going to be a tough one because he's playing the La Liga by champion Di Fernandez.
Nasado's done the business. 9-3 win against Jesus. That leapfrogs him in the table up to 12 points, and with aspirations of finishing as high as possible to try and get quote-unquote the easiest bracket play matchup in the rankings as you can do. I'm just seeing a full time coming through between Oberon and Alihan. I can see the reaction on our screen here, Grav, from Oberon. He looks pretty devastated.
We just see Oberon devastated, but we're gonna jump over to PH, K1 John, because PH knows job's done, 9 points. And let's see the end of Abumaka against Levy.
This game isn't quite make or break, but
No.
it puts huge amounts of pressure on you in that last decisive match.
And this could be it. Saka.
Can Kvyat get back? Saka trailing away, but couldn't quite get the trajectory of the strike. This is the table as it stands right now. We're gonna the top 8. You can see how it's starting to take shape. A lot of players on 10 points. Our eyes, Grav, are going to be piercing at that bottom half of the table.
Definitely.
Who has got it all to do?
Great defending by Maldini. And I'm just thinking, Rich, there could be a world in which, in 2 hours,
Here we go.
Levy is out of the FC Pro World Championship.
Emery Yilmaz 7 points, MS Dosseri 7 points, Jafonso on 6, Virgil on 6, Paolo Neto on 6, Levy, Ilian, Brice, all on 6 and 5, Neat on 4, Oberon on 1. And Oberon's result there coming through at the bottom of your screen looked like a draw with him and Alihan.
At the moment, with the current standings, Levy is out of the FC Pro World Championship. He was back-to-back top 4.
1 game left to play. Well, we've got 2 additional minutes.
He has to score.
Ball possession given over. Will Abumaka let Levy have one more attack, or is the goal to seal the game on his mind? Ousmane Dembele dinked over the goalkeeper. Delicate from Abumaka. 3 points going his way. 10 points will be his total with 5 games played. And Levy with everything to do as we go into the final match.
He is playing against Levy Finn.
Who is top of the table.
Rich, I'm speechless at the moment.
Incredible here at the FC Pro World Championships. Every single game is a battle. Abumaka comes out on top against Levy David. 1 game remaining for all 36 competitors. 3 points on the line. Who's going to be going through? Who's going to be going home? We'll find out very soon.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion.
Glitter over at the Cadrul City Grid, where we have PUBG Battlegrounds. It's the second day of finals. A lot of games happening, but what's the update in terms of club championship points and teams that are performing well?
Okay, let's break this down a little bit, because in day 2, it's going to be important heading into day 3, because the point total that is set today will determine where match point ends up being set tomorrow. That's obviously when we're going to crown a winner. However, if we're talking CC side of things, it is absolutely stacked to the top of our leaderboard right now. And let me give you a little bit of a rundown. We have VP in first place, Falcons in second place, defending champs Twisted Minds in third place, Na'Vi in fourth, but they did just get a win, so that'll probably shake it up a little bit, and then Vitality in fifth. That's not counting AGAL, who are very quiet today, but they're still also in this lobby. I mean, there's so many storylines to be following.
That sounds like a lot of updates coming through from your stage tomorrow specifically, because today these teams just have to get as many points as possible.
Absolutely. That's the name of the game. Just get points on the board today, because tomorrow, technically, depending how teams play, they could end in 2 matches. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's going to be crazy for sure.
All right, well, thank you so much for the update. I really appreciate it, Glitter. That's it from us. We're going to keep you guys updated. See you around.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I have Chris DeBoer with me here on this stage. Chris, a very important win there that you just had up against Danny Pitbull, because you started round 5 in 22nd place, which is very close to that elimination. You've skyrocketed all the way up the standings as well, and you're now in the possibility of getting in that top 8. But talk to me specifically about that Danny match, because that was a must-need win.
It was a really important win. Takes off a lot of pressure in this last day. I knew if I was going to win, I was going to go through at least to the playoff match. And yeah, I was really nervous, to be honest, beforehand. Like one of the most nervous games I've ever played, I think. But I was 4-1 up in 20 minutes, and I felt like, okay, I've got this. But then at the end, I got a bit nervous again, but it was enough. I think I played well. It's a bit weird playing someone who was already on 0 points, because he was. But I tried to keep it out of my head and just play my game. And I did play it quite well, and now I'm through, and yeah.
All right, let's talk about your journey so far here in Paris. You started off day 1 with a big win against Paulinetto, 10 goals in that matchup. From there, it's been a little bit up and down, but how do you feel about your overall performance so far?
I feel really happy, especially after my Champions League campaign. I wasn't playing well, and maybe people doubted me. Now I feel like I showed that I belong here and I play well. And yeah, more to come, I hope.
More to come, because your next game is up against Matias Bonanno, undefeated as well. And so if you want those eyes set on that top 8, you will have to go through him. How are you feeling about that matchup against Bonanno?
Yeah, it's a crazy run from him this far. He won every game. Yeah, I think you should see this game as a game on its own. And I think I got a pretty good chance against him, and we'll see what happens.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Guys, over at the desk, Matias Bonanno versus Chris DeBoer. That is going to be a banger of a matchup, isn't it?
Looking forward to that one, and a big win for Chris. Has 3 more points and a little bit more comfort, because it's getting tight in the middle. We got Shells and FG to break down everything we just witnessed. 5 matches in the books for every player's 1 match to go. Shells, let's take a look at what we just witnessed. Big surprises?
Yeah, I guess a couple big surprises, but this is where we see the emotions come, and this is why I love this format. Every round, as it increases, you see the emotion from players. Red Lack versus Neat. I mean, 6-6. Both of these players fought to the end, and as you can see from the reaction from them both, they was both disappointed. Red Lack is unfortunately out of the tournament, but Neat survives, and he still has another chance. But another Oberon against Alien Lion. He fought to the end. Alien Lion, one of the best players, but Oberon will sadly be going home as well.
Alien Lion earning another 3 points. Oberon, is that the surprise for you of this round?
Well, I mean, Alien Lion's been in fantastic form. Unfortunately, Oberon, it's the end of the journey for him as well, as it is with Danny Pitbull from that round. With regards to Neat, his goal difference might be against him a little bit. That point really didn't help him. If he'd have got a couple of extra points, he would have been in a much better position. He's on 4 points, minus 10 goal difference, but K1 John is also on the same with a minus 9 goal difference. They're both clinging on, but just about. But the story of the round is Levi David. Yes. He is 1 game away from potentially being out. He is being back-to-back top 4 in this competition. He's inevitable for the knockouts. Well, he might not be making it.
Yeah, as you can see the highlights between the Sada and Header. I know most of these players have already gone through to the knockouts, but talking about Levi the Weird, going into the tournament, we've always spoke about Levi. We know how good he is and what he can do, but he's always kind of hidden behind Manu Bacho and Eme Yilmaz. And like I said, he's only 1 game away from missing out on the tournament. But as you can see from the highlights here from that game, Levi the Weird's taking on Abu Maka. Levi started off 1-0 up against Abu Maka, but Abu Maka seems to equalize. But I think Levi, I don't know what it is. It doesn't seem to always click or can't seem to get all the final strings pulled together, but he still has a chance to redeem himself.
What's the age difference between these two, and what's kind of their big level tournament experience?
I think they're quite similar in age, to be honest. No, Abu Maka might be a little bit older, but Levy the Weird has been competing for the last 4 or 5 years, and he's been at the top ever since he came to the team, I believe in 21. But he just hasn't been able to repeat the success as Emre Yilmaz and Manu Bachor in the recent years, but he still has the talent to win it all.
Abu Maka, by the way, Saudi League champion for this season, so he's having a great season himself, and he's in a good position. That game finished 4-2. Levy David has got it all to do. That man we just heard from with Casey, he's gone a little bit under the radar a little bit. We haven't probably given him as much credit as he deserves, but he is well within a chance of getting into that top 8. Standing in his way is a man who has a 100% record, Matthias Bonanno.
Allianz Lion on your screen going up against Oberon. This was tight for a while, 5-5 going down to the final minute. A crucial go-ahead goal, and that is another 3 points for Allianz. As we take a look at this one, Neat and Redlock, the two players that could not afford a draw, both facing elimination. What do? Earn 1 point each.
If you look at it, though, Redlock was 4-1 up at one point in this game. So from Neat's perspective, it was a great comeback from him. I think both players were really, really disappointed. Neat going into that game, looking at the position, he needed a win there no matter what, and he didn't get it. I think we might see the end of Neat now pretty much, unless he has a fantastic game. He's got P8 Zin next. Not an easy game at all.
I mean, for Redlock, his commiserations to him as well, and I think being 4-1 up and you let a lead like that and now your tournament's over, it's definitely going to sting for him at home. But the only UK player to make to the World Championship, he should be proud, but unfortunately his tournament is ended there.
Neat coming through the play-ins, entered this match with 3 points. He will exit the match with 4. He is minus 11 when it comes to that goal differential, as you mentioned, though. As you take a look at the big board, Levy Finn, Bonanno, the two perfect players. Nisada earning 3 more over Hezers, a big win there. Hezers is going to fall out of your first group into 9th. Remember, top 8, what do they get? A guaranteed top 16 finish as they get a bye through the opening round.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking at this, and we're looking at that elimination bracket as it stands. Catcher has got a massive game. He's got the Iceman Nicholas next. He's on 6 points, like you see. He really does need a win in that one because it's so tight at the bottom there. There's so many players. Ilian, of course, still in with a chance. Again, another player who will need a win. He's got Abu Maka up next as well. There's so many big games here. I'm making about 5 or 6 people from that elimination zone who could still potentially sneak their way into the knockouts. That's surely where we're going to be focusing.
Yeah, and the thing about this, you can't really call it because I think goal difference will be coming into play because I thought like 7 points will be a safe bet, but nah, I think goal difference is going to be really important. For example, Bryce has to beat Guga. You know, K1 John, his goal difference is poor, so these guys have to win big in their last game.
Let's take a look at the upcoming matches for this next round. We have some big names in action once again. The ones on the elimination fight, we got Kasha, you got to look at Smolk, and of course, you just mentioned him, Bryce or Brees, however you want to pronounce it. The man representing France is sitting at just 5 points. You win here, you jump up to 8 points, and you got to think 8's going to be good enough to go through, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you'd think so, but you can't really commit to it. Jafonso's also in action. He's playing RVP Legend. He needs something from that game as well. A lot of players have got a lot on the line here, Shells. From a player's perspective, how hard is it to block out the fact that, I mean, we're saying that we're in the knockouts for the next stage. The beauty of this format, this is essentially a knockout round we're about to watch.
It's a knockout round, and the beauty of the thing is someone else that you're not even thinking of could save you at all times, and your opponent could already be qualified, which kind of gives them a little calming against an advantage against you, whereas you know you feel the pressure, you have to get a result. As you can see, you could give up last-minute goals if you're chasing the lead.
Gentlemen, it's time to tease our Mystery Nation. For those who don't know, you can earn big in-game. All you got to do is watch the broadcast and listen in for the clues. Today's Mystery Nation apparently has hosted one of the loudest clubs in Europe, especially in their home capital.
Yeah, they definitely have. The letter of the country begins with a T, shall we say. Yeah, a couple of former players from Manchester City have gone there recently to that league. Nathan Ake is now playing in that country. Hopefully that helps you a little bit.
There's a lot of good hints there. We got a great matchup. Final question for you: is RVP or is it going to be my man Jafonso moving through? Because only one of them will. 7 points and 6 points.
Yeah, I mean, look, we just don't want to draw in it. So I'm going to sit on the fence completely and not answer that because I don't know the answer to the question.
I will support my Man City teammate in Jafonso, even though RVP is very good and I think he's got a tough task against him. I think Jafonso played well against Anders. I think he's going to do it.
It's time to find out who is getting knocked out before the knockout rounds. We send it over to the casters one more time for round 6.
Thank you so much, Bucket FG and Shells. Yes, we are into the last round now of the league phase for this year's FC Pro World Championships. There's 36 players technically still in the competition. In, I'd say, about 2 hours' time, Ryan, there will be only 24 left in the competition. 12 will be eliminated here in Paris, and 24 will look ahead to what will be a really difficult, a really exciting, at least for us, knockout bracket.
It's nervy, Brandon, especially for some of these players where they know that their tournament hangs in the balance. They need to win in order to advance. You see some of the matchups there. Kachi is playing against Nicholas. He needs to win the game. Jafonso, again, has to win. He's up against RBP Legend, who can't finish in that top 8, but will want to finish at a high seed in that first knockout round.
I was just looking at the history. The best examples we've got is the Champions League the last 2 years. What is the point tally, Ryan, basically, that's going to get you a top 8? As far as we've seen, 12 points previously has been enough with goal difference in your favour.
Yeah.
This year, I believe there was 7 players all on 12 points, and it was goal difference that sent 2 players into the top 8. So, for example, players like Nicholas in this round, Mane Bashore, Guga, Ferraz, if they start well as Schmalk has here, by the way, what a start. 2-0 in 7 minutes against Umit. You could be in the top 8 this round, done.
Yeah, for me, before the tournament started, I said it would be 8 points or 7 points, so a good goal difference to get into the top 24.
Să vedem, oameni
To get
buni.
in the top 8, I said 12 points, again, with good goal difference. It remains to be seen if that will come true, but what's happening right now in this game is that you've got Schmalk, who's pretty much eliminated unless everything goes in his
Într-un
favor.
final,
I just don't see it happening. And you've got Umut.
avem meciul. Minutul 10. Hai să vedem pe Puiu. Este meciul care decide totul pentru Razvan Puiu în acest turneu. Messi acum și este gol aici. Excelent. Ce start. Mamă, hai că se poate, băieții. Hai că se poate. Razvan Puiu deschide scorul cu regele Messi. Omul care a contat atât de mult acolo în spatele atacantului Ousmane Dembele. Card care a ajutat foarte mult pe parcursul fazei grupei. Jafonso nu are cel mai bun turneu, chiar dacă este un jucător de top. Cum bineînțeles, cu toții suntem la FC Pro World Championship. Jafonso a avut un turneu care a lăsat puțin de dorit și iată, e foarte important că Razvan Puiu a marcat primul. Vine după o înfrângere la un scor destul de mare, meci pe care nu l-am văzut, dar acesta n-aveau cum să nu-l dea. Probabil și producția n-a crezut prea mult în Marwan. Astăzi se pare că nu mai am nici comentatori. Ce îmi place, e perfect. Nu-l avem pe Mike în sordină. Oricum nu era prea entuziasmat de ce se întâmplă. Hai să vedem pe Jafonso, atacă pe zona centrală, caută un spațiu, o breșă, dar Razvan Puiu se ține perfect acolo. Jude, Saka, iată-l pe Araujo, mingea la Razvan Puiu. Ce pas a încercat! A încercat o minge filtrând de acolo spre Bukayo Saka. Destul de greu să prinzi un asemenea culoar. Însă am văzut deseori pase incredibile din partea lui Puiu în acest turneu. Salma, ce pas aici! Este Saka! Bară! Oh, oh! Oricum a fost offside, dar incredibil! Râde și el. Extraordinar. Dembele acum este oprit de Paolo Maldini. Excelentă apărarea. Jafonso simte presiunea. Riscă o eliminare rapidă. Asta și din pricina startului foarte prost. McTominay. Pina. Iată, încearcă o combinație. Dar nu poate avansa pur și simplu. De acel sentiment că n-ai unde să te duci pentru că mereu este întâmpinat cu succes de câte un fundaș. Până acum lucrurile decurg foarte bine. Din nou se mizează aici pe un contraatac. Încearcă în viteză Razvan Puiu, dar n-a avut neapărat incursiuni foarte bune așa. Să sperăm că vom vedea mai multă posesie din partea lui în curând. Iată însă ce frumos. Intervine tot Lionel Messi. N-a putut să mențină și posesia. Mingea revine la Jafonso. Iarăși putea să recupereze cu Pacio. Nu sare prea fericit. Și Jafonso preferă lovitura liberă. Pune pe Pina acolo. Oare va da pe poartă? Dă pe poartă probabil. Da, este un șut cu Pina. Bară, avem noroc. Foarte bine. Ce bine a șutat Pina. Știa că are această abilitate să trimită bine loviturile libere. De asta a vrut să ia faultul. Este și un șut aici foarte bun, dar Iker Casillas apără minunat. Mereu pe zonă centrală. De minute bune tot încearcă pe acolo. Iar acum în sfârșit Răzvan are mici. Trebuie să calmeze puțin și iată că începe să o facă. Pas cu pas spre calificare. O zi mare la acest turneu. Messi. Iată-l pe Messi, trage Messi, bară, nu se poate. Încă o bară, ce meci, ce înseamnă tensiunea unui meci decisiv. Ce păcat că n-a putut să marcheze acolo, a avut culoarul foarte ușor apărut. Că a reușit să treacă cu Messi. Aici nu pătrunde în centru, a pierdut mingea cu Dembele. Dar până la urmă Razvan Puiu are avantajul. Și toată presiunea este pe acest portughez. Ține bine acolo cu mijlocașii. A încercat cu Messi. Din păcate Messi nu are atât de multă forță. O'Reilly, o greșeală din păcate cu O'Reilly. N-a putut să trimită mingea mai departe de acolo. Și cam în direcția asta mergea jocul, la tot încercat a fost să treacă acolo în centru. Trebuia să-i reușească și lui. Este din nou egalitate. Jafonso este într-adevăr câștigătorul Premier League. Pina, Dembele. Bravo O'Reilly. Închide bine O'Reilly acolo. Mai are o șansă Puiu să marcheze în această repriză. Să sperăm că va reuși să fie periculos. Saka, Messi. Ce exterior bun acolo al lui Dembele. Dar Messi nu i-a putut trimite înapoi. 30 de secunde. Dar vom trece de minutul 46. Se va prelungi Pina, Dembele. Excelent Pacio, marele jucător de la PSG. intervine și iată, este 1-1 după 45 de minute. Adversarul Puiu, jucător la Manchester City, 22 de ani, peste 500.000 de dolari câștiguri. Iată câteva schimbări tactice. Ne-a tot arătat Razvan Puiu că aceste modificări îl ajută foarte tare. Am schimbat soarta mai multor meciuri. Nu mi se pare că joacă slab Razvan. Adversarul e redutabil. E printre cei mai puternici, aș zice. Chit că are un turneu mai prost, a fost. A greșit aici. Avea mingea la Dembele, n-a putut devia mai departe. Avem ceva șansă. E un meci mai închis ca altele. Am văzut scorul fluviu. E un meci mai tacticizat acesta. Salma cu Dembele. Poate să folosească viteza Salmei, dar intuiește mereu portughezul și e pe culoare acolo tot timpul. Bravo, Paci. De Bruyne. În flanc De Bruyne, Messi pasă la Salma. Salma trage cu Salma, e acolo la Croa. A ținut colțul lung cu jucătorul. Foarte inteligentă mutarea lui la Croa acolo. Cel mai probabil ar fi fost gol. Finesul este foarte OP în aceste momente. Ce pasă dă cu Jude Bellingham. Saka ia prin planul pe moment, însă O'Reilly are bruiserul. E dificil cu un asemenea fundaș acolo să se țină Saka. Aici foarte bine pasează la Casillas. Vedem că mai toate atacurile și de o parte și de alta sunt oprite de acești fundași puțin la limită. Cu siguranță putem spune că ne așteaptă un gol cât de curând. Trebuie să-l dea Razvan Puiu. Messi. Acum la Jude, un player loc la Saka. Saka. Din nou, la Croa e acolo. E a doua oară când la Croa scoate mingea. Stă foarte aproape cu fundașii de poartă. La Croa este ca un zid până acum. 5 șuturi la 5. Foarte mare echilibrul. Iată aici, unde era la Croa? În careul mic. Am studiat un pic așezarea. Poate va ajuta acest aspect. Sunt spații mai mari acum. Messi, Dembele, iarăși Messi. Lionel Messi trage pe jos, însă portarul paraguayan Apără! Ce aproape a fost! Totul se joacă în aceste 30 de minute. Din nou, Messi! Nu se poate! Încă o ratare! A câta ratare? Cred că au fost cel puțin 4 șuturi foarte periculoase. Mingea nu intră în poartă. Dar dacă puteam intui că urma golului Jafonso în prima parte, așa pare că Razvan Puiu va marca, inevitabil. Ne trebuie un pic de șansă. Saka. Iarăși combina acolo englezii. Este Messi. Usman nu s-a mai întors cu el. A preferat șutul. Greu acum. E un care au aglomerat acolo după acest corner. Aștepta puțin Razvan Puiu să iasă jucătorii în afara careului. Acum Dembele trage. Din nou e blocat. Face tot ce poate să se țină Jafonso. KDB. Foarte bună posesie, excelent se joacă. Saka. Iată unde a ajuns. În partea stângă. Dembele. Bellingham. Este gol. E gol Razvan Puiu. Absolut fantastic. Și trebuia să vină acest gol. Era evident că nu poate să reziste la infinit adversarul Razvan Puiu. Ce gol și cât de important este Jude în echipă. Și în atac și în apărare. Iată cum apare acolo. Este clar ce căuta Bukayo Saka în flancul stâng, dar totul a funcționat minunat. Din ce în ce mai aproape de calificare. Pina! Kick-off. Oh, nu se poate. Nu se poate așa ceva. Wow. Wow. Iarăși atacă Jafonso cu Pina. Incredibil. Incredibilă șansă. Apără Casillas. Ce s-a întâmplat? Pentru că toată repriza n-am văzut un atac periculos la partea lui Puiu. Are loc un momentum switch. Să sperăm că doar pentru câteva minute. Ce pasă aici, Salma. Din nou Jude. Saka! E Saka! Gol cu Bukayo Saka! Excelent! Iată, de câte ori a fost Saka decisiv. Este incredibil acest jucător. Cumva pare că nu face multe în timpul meciurilor, dar apare și marchează. Nu este prima dată când este ajutat de Bukayo Saka, Razvan Puiu. Puiu, până la urmă, trebuia să înscrie. Să sperăm că nu va mai lua un gol din kick-off. Pare într-adevăr repriza asta că e picat total adversarul lui Razvan Puiu. Andrei, te salut, frate. Într-adevăr au fost multe pauze. Puiu și Andres au tot analizat puțin poziționarea, că are un stil mai diferit față de ce am văzut până acum adversarul din acest meci. Și stătea cu jucătorii foarte aproape de propria poartă. Un pic harambol. Hai fără gol aici. Kika. Hanolu e cu spatele la poartă, îl găsește pe Musiala, fabulos. Este 3-3. O, Doamne. Wow. Salma. Haide, Puiu. Trebuie să facă dreptate. Fără să fim subiectivi, a fost mai bun Răzvan în acest meci. Mult mai multe șanse. 2 din 3 goluri kick-off. Atacă cu Kika Nazaret. Șansă mare. Bară. Wow. Doamne, ce meci. Cum e posibil așa ceva? Tensiunea este uriașă. O simțim cu toții. Iată-l pe Lionel Messi. Pătrunde în careu Messi. Nu găsește însă niciun coechipier. Pericol mare de tot. O șansă de contraatac. Dar recuperează extraordinar acolo De Bruyne. Mai sunt 10 minute care decid totul. Pare a fi offside aici. Nu este offside, incredibil! Dembele! 4-3. Cum a dat pasa asta? De unde a venit această pasă? N-a văzut-o nimeni. Iată-l pe Dembele. Era singur. Incredibil. Cum s-a întâmplat asta? Wow. Incredibil. Ia să vedem că schimbă ceva. Trebuie să va hotărâ, îl bagă pe McTominay momentan. Să sperăm că nu mai am încă un kick-off, a luat deja 2. Nu se mai ține prea mult pauza. Nu mai este mult. Hai să reziste aici. Dacă rezistă aici, a câștigat. Ce pas a dat. Părea prea singur Dembele. Incredibil că n-a fost offside. Aș vrea să văd poziția jucătorilor la gol. Poate ne uităm puțin mai încolo. Probabil un fundaș lateral l-a scos din offside. Unul dintre meciurile extraordinare făcute de Razvan Puiu și ne arată că poate să meargă departe de tot în acest turneu. Ține de minge. În mod normal, n-are cum să piardă victoria. Dembele pe lângă poartă. A decis să atace poarta, din păcate. Dembele ratează complet șutul. Însă iată, ce bine apare Paciu, extraordinar. Asta este, strigăm calificare, oameni buni. 2 minute și prelungirile. A pierdut mingea, din păcate. Încă o șansă pentru Jafonso. Grijă mare aici. Kika, Adam Wharton. Acum Salma. Bravo, Iker. San Iker apără. Ce paradă. Cât de bun e la șuturile la firul ierbii. Mai avem puțin, rezistă Răzvane. Musiala, bravo Pacio, este gata. Calificare. Puiu se califică, hai cu GG-urile pe chat. Formidabil. Hai să revedem golul decisiv, pentru că mi s-a părut uluitor. Fabulos meciul. Câtă tensiune, câte bare, ratări. Dar l-a meritat 100%. Eu zic în cărți pentru un rezultat mare, Razvan Puiu, în acest weekend. Imediat, iată, incredibil. Araujo e cel care o scoate pe Dembele din offside. Cum l-a văzut? Perfect.
Because you know that there's going to be a time you're not going to dominate the whole game against Nicholas. There's going to be moments where you need to make it count.
Aș vrea să vedem și noi clasamentul. Nu sunt șanse de top 8. E greu. Nu poate cu 10 puncte. Dar ne bucurăm că merge mai departe. Va juca în knockout stage și o să joace în această rundă următoare.
I don't think you want an update on Brees, I'll be honest, because he's not in a great position. He is still trailing, and by quite a few goals against Guga Ferraz. Chance, Nicholas! It might be his 9th World Championship, but there's still ice in those veins. 3-3.
O să mai joace, da? Acestea sunt meciurile care trebuiau să se joace ieri. Și abia acum vom intra în cele ce urmează în ziua 4. Nicolas e 3-3 aici. Ce meci, doamne, ce meciuri. Caci e alt italian care are 6 puncte, trebuie să bată, altfel e greu să meargă mai departe. Și de altfel și Nicolas are nevoie de victorie. Să acumuleze 13 puncte, altfel nu va prinde top 8. E mare nevoie de gol pentru ambii. 3-0 a făcut aceea. Wow.
I think Benny would just be telling him, just keep your cool, try your best just to take time and build a proper attack.
Well, a point for Catch, you'd probably say would be enough, Ryan. 7.
It's just the goal difference. He'd be at the bottom end of those people with 7 points.
What a turnaround, by the way. Manny Bashure, 7-5 winner. We can confirm he will be in the top 8. 13 points will be quite some number to try and beat.
He really could do it again, Brandon, you know. I'm talking about winning the whole thing.
We've got to jump games if we can. There's a full-time result there. Let's go and finish Nicholas against Catcher. Congratulations to Manu.
Deci Răzvan era înaintea rundei finale pe locul 17, garantat calificat. Dar deja 10 puncte avea și jucătorul de pe locul 10. Wow! Poziție Toni Kroos, campionatul mondial 2018. Oare o bagă cu turcul? Extraordinar! Wow! 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 Toni Kroos 2018. Ma. Și atenție. Ce adversar a avut Răzvan în primul meci? 6-6 cu acest Nicolas. Prinde Nicolas top 8. Mamă, remontada de la 0-3, 4-3. Hai să vedem dacă intrăm pe stream-ul principal, poate se dă acolo clasamentul, cine știe.
And Brees eliminated in the group stage. He was runner-up last year. I know we had to go through a different route this year, a harder task, because he didn't get the success through the regular season. Wow.
Full-time result there. 3 players on 13 points. They will join the 2 top players in this league phase in Levi Finn and Matthias Bonanno. The top 8 is looking nearly concluded, but there's still more action to come here in Paris. Don't go anywhere. The league phase continues after this.
Da. Bun, nu vedem exact clasamentul, așteptăm. Oricum, după ce se va închide grupa, vom vedea din nou un meci al lui Puiu. Așteptăm și acest meci. Nu ne-au mai dat update cu clasamentul. Dar ne bucurăm de această calificare. Va juca în runda următoare. Practic rămân 24 de jucători din 36 și avem o rundă unde dacă va câștiga, Razvan Puiu va intra în primii 16. Momentan primii 8 ajung acolo și mai avem parte de 8 meciuri. Nu știu sigur dacă se va juca și după aceea, dacă se joacă până la ultimii 8, dar asta rămâne să aflăm. Oricum, continuăm și așteptăm să joace din nou. Dacă îl bătea pe Marwan, era top 8 aici, în grupă. Razvan Puiu joacă 4-1-1 cu Messi, Cam, Dembele pe postul de vârf. Un sistem care a prit foarte bine. Da, cel mai probabil trebuie să joace până la top 8. Și mâine vom avea top 8-ul într-o sală extraordinară, unde sperăm să fie și Razvan. Dar vedem dacă se joacă până la top 16 sau top 8. Pentru că e o zi mai lungă. Dacă se păstra calendarul, era destul de bine pus la punct turneul. Da, nu știm cu cine va juca Puiu. Trebuie să termine grupa.
But MLBB still could be that game for Liquid. At this moment in time, they are in a stage where playing GSL, so they got to win 2 before you lose 2. They've already lost 1 in their very first game. They have to win back-to-back games. Their first one coming up, I was doing my pick'ems this morning on the EWC website. It was a look at that plug. 95% win coming, 95% chance win coming through.
Ieri nu au mers serverele, nu s-a putut juca FC
Still
26.
2 games you got to win. The pressure starts to come on when you lose that first game. They could still go on and win the tournament from here, but they would have liked a more comfortable start than they had.
Yeah, this is definitely a very crucial week for Liquid, so we're going to keep you guys updated. I'll be coming back later today to see how they've performed. That's it from us from now, though. We'll see you around.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm joined on the stage by Luke, who had a very important game up against Samugamer end-to-end. Talk me through that last game because it was a must-needed win for you.
Yeah, it was much
Da,
needed
se
for
joacă
me
la
to
Paris.
get through to the knockouts. Yeah, Samugamer obviously a really good player, so it was a tough match. But at the end, I scored 1 goal more than him, so yeah, I win and very happy.
Sincer, așteptam să-l văd și pe Razvan Puiu. Ieri ar fi dat în interviu, dar l-am ratat, chiar nu mai așteptam atunci.
After day 1, you were sitting on 0 points.
Pătăl de
So
acum.
what happened? How did you turn it around? Because you definitely did.
Yeah, all year long I play 4-1-4-1, so with the CDM and the 2 center mids, and it didn't work for me, just like in ECL where I didn't score that many goals, but I also didn't concede many, but here the level is, in my opinion, higher than the ECL. So I switched to 4-4-1-1 just to turn things around, to just attack a bit more, and that paid off, I think. So yeah, I'm really happy how it goes right now.
All right, well, whatever you did, it absolutely worked because it's looking like you are going through to those knockouts. But what is your mindset? Does it change at all going from league phase into knockouts? Because it is a bit of a different competition starting in a couple hours.
Yeah, obviously every loss is now killing, but I'm still unbeaten in 4-4-1-1. So let's see. Now I'm just seeing the next games, and then we will see what comes, and hopefully I will win.
All right, well, knockouts right around the corner. Thank you so much to Luke. Everyone over at the desk, 4-4-1-1, are we adding that into our repertoire? Because it obviously has done a very good job for him.
I'm taking notes. Well done on the adjustment here in the final day of
Da,
the league play.
tare
And
sistemul ăsta.
FG, you are all smiles. Is that because it's time
Și am
to
jucat
crush
numai
some dreams?
4-4-1-1 toată
I'm not
ediția.
smiling at that. I
Mi
do
se pare
like
foarte
it. I do
echilibrat.
like the key crushing, but can we just take a moment to just discuss how well that man who's just spoken to Casey has done? Like she said, He lost both his games on day one. It's amazing, this format, how it offers another opportunities for players. He's through to the knockouts. We're going to see him in action a little bit later on.
Now, I really embarrassed myself. I called Luke Levy, and ever since I did, he's been playing like our top spotted player. Just saying. May have cursed him in the right direction. Let's take a look here at our updated numbers. As you can see, Manu is going to take the final win over Adida. That is a 7-5, which is brutal because Adida, despite already being knocked out, played his heart out. The man was up 3-1 at one point in that game.
Ca idee, Samu a pierdut și cu Luke. Deci Samu și-a luat-o maxim după ce jucase extraordinar.
Proud of. He's taken home $10,000, which is still a good prize money, but he wanted to try beat the world number one because you can carry that confidence into next season.
We talked about the Jafonso matchup. Is the loss going to cost him his spot in the bracket?
Well, we say that because
Samu s-a calificat la limită.
We were stood here, so we were speaking about it last minute. Nicholas gets a free kick. That goal has changed a lot for Jafonso. It's still not in his hands, of course. Yeah. He's played all of his games now. We've seen it all happen. But what a goal by Nicholas. On the other side, from Catcher, that could be pretty detrimental to him. I think that means that he is out of the competition. We're waiting to confirm that when we see the league standards in a minute. But Jafonso now, he needs to watch this next round of fixtures, and he needs to hope results go his way. Now,
iată clasamentul actualizat. Momentan, într-adevăr, Puiu e pe 8, dar e imposibil să rămână acolo. Joacă jucătorii de sub el, pentru că încă nu și-au disputat meciurile cei de pe 9, 10, 12 și 13. La fel mai au de jucat și alții care au câte 9 puncte, deci va fi depășit. Dar trece. Asta, de altfel, luam în vedere încă după prima zi că ar fi bine să aibă 10 puncte ca să se califice cu siguranță. Iată, a făcut 10, punctajul care se califică garantat.
Marwan up to bat. Are we going to see an opportunity for him to have an epic final day of action, FG?
He's got a massive game, but unfortunately he's playing Nasada. I mean, 6th place at the minute, 12 points. He's been an absolutely fantastic form, one of the best attacking players in the scene as we roll through the highlights. This game had it all, Shells. It always goes down to the last kick of the game in this format. This is another great advert for this format.
Yeah, I mean, this format is just great. But once again, I'm going to give praise to Nicholas. He started the tournament off slow, but he seems to always fight.
N-am văzut treaba cu schemul ăla.
When your opponent has a 2 or 3 goal lead, it feels like it might just be too far reach. But for Nicholas, he's found his way to claw a 3-point victory once again. And it just shows his eyes, man. He's coming to win it all this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And who else but Manu Bashore? Unbelievable. But like you said, Puckett, Adida played his part. Unfortunately, he's out of the competition. We hope to see him again on the big stage. He definitely fought his heart. 3-1 up, like Puckett said. But Manu Bashore does what Manu Bashore does. He finds a way no matter what. And we will be seeing him later on.
Yeah, once again, good sportsmanship from Adida because it's quite hard to play your last game even though the tournament is kind of over, but he still tried his best, unfortunately going home against Manu Bachor. But this game gets Smoke against Uma. I guess this is a big result from Smoke because I expected Uma to take the 3 points there and it's still giving him a chance to go through, but Uma done the job in the earlier rounds, and that's a great thing about the format. You can kind of save yourself.
Look how many goals Smog put up as well. That is going to be massive when it comes to the tiebreakers. That will be done at the end of this round. We still have 2 more sessions to go. Luke, does he make it through? Was it enough points? He seems confident.
Yeah, he's there. I mean, Luke found a way. Like we said, he lost his first 2 games in this format, and it can be a little bit of a slog when you've not got any points on the board. He's come out the other end of it. He played really well against Samugamer, who's also played really well throughout this.
9-point start for Samu.
Yeah.
0 for 3 on the way back.
And that's the funny thing. Things can change very quickly. And of course, we got to play the knockout games today. So if Samugamer doesn't seem to change things quickly, he could be going home early. After the first day 1 and day 2, we thought Samugamer might be one of the favorites. But this man right here, Guga Ferraz, his first season at the World Championship, knocking out the last year's runner-up. This is a statement from Guga. And I think the way how he's playing in this tournament so far,
incredibil că acest Guga Ferraz
had double digits coming into this game. On the other side, you controlled your destiny if you were Breeze, the local hero. Unfortunately, not
toată lumea aproape, pierdut doar cu Puiu.
For Jafonso, Man City star player, going to fall at the hands of RVP legend, who's had his ups and downs, holds on strong.
Iată-l pe Razvan.
And congratulations to RVP legend. He's another player who'll be very happy with where he's at. He's in the knockouts. Jafonso, on the other hand, you can see what it means to him. in that to be in that position, I tell you what, we were shocked at that Nicholas free kick. There might have just been a little bit of a fist bump from Jafonso because he has been given an added lifeline by Nicholas there.
36 players entered the tournament. 24 will survive at the end of the day. Unfortunately for this man, his end has come a little bit earlier than expected. Let's go to the Key Crush Live. There is a look at Adidas Key. Manu given the honors as the returning EWC champion is the first to crush one.
Yeah, this is a bit heartbreaking. It's a great, I'm very fortunate.
Adidas 0 puncte.
Before getting my key crush, but just to
6 înfrângeri din 6.
Did he just smirk at him?
I would be doing the same thing. If I beat someone out, I would be smirking as well. But to see my key getting crushed, I'll be devastated.
A bit of added motivation for Manu. He's not only crushing the key, he has an opportunity, if he does win the tournament, or whoever does, to take, I think, 3 parts of other people's keys. I mean, Manu's done it before, and Shells, do you remember whose key he took?
I mean, I think everyone will be putting Anders in their trophy if they could, because he just causes a lot of drama.
Oh,
and he is the number 1 player in the world, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I was worried he just bent it, but that is a full-on smash, break, and shatter. Our first key destroyed here at the hands of the returning champ.
I absolutely love to see it, you know. I mean, I think the key concept here that they have at EWC is incredible. It adds to so much drama, and it also sort of makes it real that you've been eliminated. Once that sound goes and it crushes the key, it is all over. And unfortunately for a few players, it already is all over.
Any surprise to see that an American was the first one knocked out of a competition?
You know what my biggest surprise is today? Puckett so far has actually predicted every single player he thinks.
E și American.
So before we start,
E bună.
Off camera,
E bună.
Puckett, name as your 12. You'll get a present from us if you do it, but you're actually like four down.
I'm crushing it right now.
Bun. Hai că o să las streamul să curgă și vom reveni
Guga has scored 13 points and he's
cu meciul Răzvan de mai târziu din knockout. Din puteți urmări tot ce se întâmplă la FC Pro World Championship. Primul loc, $250.000 de dolari, miza e uriașă. Poate reușim să mergem până la capăt, ar fi incredibil.
Today we have more 2 games, so I think I'm going to win both games, so let's do each.
Now, top 8 is very, very important. What needs to be done today for you to secure that top 8? Because you're close. It's definitely possible, but what do you need to do today?
Yeah, I mean, if I win both games, I have a lot of opportunities to be in the top 8, so that's my objective today.
Well, fun fact for everyone back home, but you're actually the youngest player in the competition by 6 days. Is that on your mind at all, being the youngest player here at all?
It's nice. Really exciting in the first days, but I played a lot of competition this year, so I have a lot of experience, and I win now more experience to the more years, so really happy with this.
All right, Guga, well, I wish you the best of luck. I'll let you get back to it.
A confident finish to his run here in the league portion of the competition, but we have a huge bracket in front of us. Guga's moving through. The question is with which seed? And you have to think he's going to have a pretty easy first round. You take a look at this next one, though. It is not an easy fight between the 2 men in the top left. Shells, both sitting at 7 points entering this competition, just on that bubble of making it into the top 24.
And this is where it's unpredictable because goal difference can come into play. Yes, they're sitting on 7 points, which is quite comfortable, but everyone else has still got a couple games to play and things can fall very quickly. But Emma Yilmaz and Tosari will want to clinch out right here.
I don't know really what to say about these fixtures, so I'm not going to. I'm going to speak about the Mystery Nation instead. A little bit of a clue. This team in the 2002 World Cup, the nation finished 3rd, I believe it was, if that helps anybody.
That's a high
watching at
finish.
home. I'll look out in the chat and see if anyone's got it, but I mean, I think we've given quite a few clues now.
A lot of Call of Duty pros fly there for hair plugs. Some of them earlier than they wanted to.
Teeth as well, maybe.
Teeth, some veneers. Yeah, you can get some work done over there. Shout out to our Mystery Nation. Best of luck to everyone trying to score with players from that nation. For now, we got to get into the 5th round here as we get into 5 of 6. Let's go to you guys, casters, this camera.
Thank you, Puckett. Yes, we are getting closer, aren't we, to our final 24. And that top 8 is looking stacked, and I'm sure we're looking even more stacked across the next 2 rounds. Of course, we've still got 12 more games, 6 at this part of the round and 6 to conclude the game. Brandon Smith and Jaime Alvarez, you'll know better as Gravison taking you through this one. Grav, I mean, we've just saw one hell of a round. Nicholas, you loved it in the back room. What a performance from him. He looks very much like he's going to be in the top 8.
He's so clutch. I mean, I did think Kacha was going to take it, especially after the first half, but then it went on and on and on. And when that free kick happened, you're talking about the Iceman, you knew it was going in. Just knew. And that's the thing with Nicholas. It feels like this might be the year for him. Or finally win the World Championship. Could you imagine? Do you think he will be the GOAT?
Well, the joke was that he'd win the World Championship and retire on the spot. But I'll be honest, I think the money's probably too good.
It is.
Especially when you've got $250,000 on the line if you are to be this year's World Champion, FC Pro World Champion. I mean, look, this is the lay of the land across all of the games. Allian Line has had a fantastic tournament. He's leading by a goal still. Might be on for a second goal here. Remember, he did pick up that win against Anders Vergang a few days back. He's on 12 points. You have to say even a draw for him should be enough to go into the top 8.
As we see the replay coming in. First goal from Alihan. He's going forward to try to score a second.
A lot of love for MS Tassari as well, because he's on 7 points at the moment, but there is rumours already saying this could be his final time that we see MS Tassari, maybe at a World Championship, let alone an Esports FC tournament. I mean, for him, it'd be great to see him into the knockouts with the love that he's got with Team Falcons. But Milka Love, by the way, is certainly not looking like the lowest ranked player in the competition, because he's on 9 points. As it stands, he's already going into the top 24, Grav. But a win here, who knows?
I mean, do you think he could make it into the top?
I mean, I'm just looking here at the potentials for a player that could squeeze in on that 8th spot and potentially with 12 points. I'll be honest, you're looking at the goal differences of PH and Anders Vergang, as Milka Love has just scored a second in that game. The pause comes in from Allian Line. We'll leave these two in their pause for a second. Shall we check in with Mr. Sari against Emre Yilmaz? These two have played only twice before. There's Dasari. Will lead by a goal to nil. There is just a group of Team Falcon fans and members trying to spear Dasari on into a top 24, but back to the point. The last 2 times these two players matched, it was actually once this year in Atlanta. They played in the group stage on the qualifier to the FC Pro Open, where Emre Yilmaz won that game. And it was back in 2023 before they matched in the playoffs. It was the defeat against Emre Yilmaz that actually stopped MS Dasari from qualifying to that World Championship. You wouldn't believe it, but this is the first time Dasari's been at a World Championship since 2019.
Since 2019?
Of course, he was the winner in 2018, wasn't he?
He was. Runner-up in 2019 as well. I mean,
it's one of those though, Grav. You could win a World Championship,
yep,
and you could do nothing else in your career, but you still have aura. You still have that World Championship feel. You're a World Champion. No one can take it away from you.
I hope, I'm praying to the FC gods that MS Dasari doesn't retire after, or at least plays another World Championship, because I'm his biggest fan, to be fair. I love him so much. He's done so much for the sport as well.
By the way, Anders Vergang is in front 3-2 in 17 minutes in that game. But Danny Pitbull might be on 0 points. He might be out of the tournament, but he's giving him a right good game, isn't he?
He is. And that's a match that we've seen quite a few times already throughout the years. And to be fair, Danny has beaten Anders a couple of times, so he can go over for the third.
Here's Usman Dembele. There's the finesse, and it's over the bar. I mean, where do you want to go, Grav? Because I'll be honest, we've got a couple of games here where our eyes are going to be peeled. To check in with Anders against Danny Pitbull for a bit, because there's been another 2 goals in that game since we left it. There's been 7 goals in 27 minutes. Let's check into it if we can. The #1 ranked player in the world, Anders, against Danny Pitbull. As it stands, Anders is on 9 points. He's got a +9 goal difference. But is it the case that defending's just out the window for Anders? Or because he concedes a lot of goals, he goes through again, scores.
I mean, no, Anders. I mean, he was dangerous enough, but now he player locks. What's going on, Brandon? I mean, he didn't need to player lock to win the ECL, to win the World Championship, to win FC Pro, to win pretty much everything, but now he's player locking. Who's going to stop him?
One of the craziest parts about Anders, right, is that, oh my days, what a game this is, by the way. Kraft, why can neither player defend? Or are they just that good at attacking?
I think they're that good at attacking at the moment. I mean, that goal from Danny Pitbull was crazy good. He's on for the 10th.
Oh my days, surely not 5-5. Luca Pacchio goes for the chip. Another day that goes in from Danny Pitbull. Why are we seeing Danny Pitbull here play with no pressure on his shoulders? Because he knows he's already out.
I do think he doesn't want to leave the tournament with 0 points. Just as we see the Falcon teams celebrating something.
Shall we jump back? MS Dasari against Emre Yilmaz. By the looks of it, MS Dasari has scored again in that game. 2-1 he leads against Emre Yilmaz.
And Emre Yilmaz, who's now on 7 points. I do think even if he loses, he'll go through, but this has been a disappointment from Emre Yilmaz, especially with the way he plays on the league stage usually.
Well, he had to go back to Atlanta to get his spot in the FC Pro Open, didn't he?
Yes, and he could be it.
Chance.
Third.
Finesse, Bellingham! Dasari! He's 3-1 up against the two-time Champions League winner. And suddenly, in our arena here in Paris, we're just starting to get a bit of noise, aren't we, Graf? Fans of Team Vitality, fans of Team Falcons. There are important club championship points on the line. A quick update from the other games, though. Naturally, unfortunately, we haven't given these too much love, but you've got PH in Neat. That's a 1-1 scoreline. Remember, PH In's on 9 points. He's also got a very good goal difference. He could win that. He could be on 12. That was the replay of the Bellingham goal to make it 3-1 to MS Dasari. But aside of that, Nasada's winning 4-2 against Marwan. Milkalov is now losing to Allian Line 4-3. And a bigger update for you. Let's go there now. Ilian Bushi. Can we check in if possible? Against Abu Makar. Coming into this, Ilian Bushi, 5 points to his name. Abu Makar on 10. Grav, what are we seeing over there?
That's the thing with playing in Paris. You can get the love from the Team Vitality fans, and you can get, when you're fighting for your life, you turn up and you perform. 4-0 for Ilian Bushi.
Ilian Bushi playing in his first World Championships. Oh my, it's Danny Pitbull. 6-5 up. I'm sorry to the producers because I keep jumping around, but I can't help it. There's so many good games taking place. Ilian Bushi is falling up, and let's see this attack go in. And let's jump back to Anders Vergang. What are we witnessing here? 6-5, 11 goals, and it's not even half-time yet. And this is Danny Pitbull, who is 35th in the league standings. 5 games played, 5 defeats, conceded 37, a -17 goal difference against Anders Vergang. And look, we know Danny Pitbull's quality. We know the level that he can produce on a good day. This hasn't been a good tournament for him, but he is pushing Anders.
He is indeed. He's trusting the second man press a bit too much, especially if you're playing against Anders. You got to be aggressive with the player switching, with the aggression with the centre backs. He's trusting the second man press a bit too much at the moment. But I do think Anders could be through to make a comeback if Danipi does.
I reckon this is going to be all square at half-time. Yes. Yeah, it is.
Does look like it. Danny Pitbull is being too passive at the moment. Just as we see the Team Vitality players going crazy on stage, and the Team Vitality fans going crazy as well, Brandon. Anders is dancing as well.
Does someone want to have a wild guess, by the way, of what that full-time score is going to be between Anders and Danny Pitbull? It was 6-6 at half-time. MS Dasari, by the way, where have you pulled this level out from before? We've only seen him this year in the Saudi Pro League, where he, of course, he came second and runner-up to Abu Makka. I'm sure you can hear the drums home as well. It's just about 10 yards behind us, Grav. They are doing all they can to push Ilian Bushi on, but since we left him, he's conceded 2 goals. He's only 4-2 up now. Half-time, the Sada 5, Marwan 2. Sada's looking to be on 15 points of his goal-scoring form. He might actually be top of the table.
He might, which would be a surprise. Not because of the quality of the player he is, but because he lost early on against Levi Finn, so that'll be a surprise on my books, but let's see what happens.
Keep in mind, Bonanno and Levi Finn still do have to play in that final round as Ilian Bushi will try and finesse away in. They are back underway. Anders and Danny Pitbull. That's where a lot of you at home want to follow that game. He, of course, is the talk of the competition. And believe it or not, he has lost 2 games since being here in Paris. Ilian Bushi now looking to unlock the door, another finesse. And we'll leave these 2 at a half-time. Let's go somewhere else. Let's check back in. Where do you want to go, Grab? We've got Anders or we've got MS Dasari?
I would like to go to the Anders game, if possible, because I see things happening in there. 6-6, and Anders on the offense.
For those wondering as well, we are playing knockouts today. We missed a day of action yesterday. We couldn't actually play any of our games here in Paris, so it's a double header, you could argue, today. What a through ball that is. Can he get around the goalkeeper, Salma? She very nearly was able to get around the goalkeeper. 6-6 this one. Anders on the hunt for a 7th. De Jong into Luca Bacchio. Knew that was going to be a goal as soon as it touched his foot.
He was too passive on the defense, Danny. That's the reason why he's on 0 points at the moment. Unfortunately, he's been too passive on the defense with the second man press, with everything, really. And as we can see, MS Dasari, is he on for a 5th?
He is indeed, Grav, and that's not even a half-time. Emre Yilmaz, he needs to know that he's got knockouts to play. If he's lucky enough to get there, which I think he could just be, but if his goal difference swing, he's not going to be on his side. But I think 7 points would be enough to send you through. Maybe one person might squeeze through on 6, but you need a really strong goal difference on your side. He's got to be thinking about that in the back of his mind.
For sure. You're thinking about that when you're playing. Just as much as you're thinking about the drums as well, probably, Brandon.
Dembele, lovely pass. Luca Bacchio, 7-7. Well, let's quickly check in if we can, Grav. Sorry, to a couple of games that we haven't seen at all. PH in against Neat if we can. Let's jump over there, give it a little bit of love, and then we'll go to Milka Love after. Right, over here, 2-2 so far. The story for these 2 players, Grav. PH in, he's on 9. And I believe Neat is...
It's currently on 4, so with this draw, he'll be on 5. He needs a win.
He's on a -11 goal difference, isn't he? Speaking of which, he is 3-2 down, unfortunately. Right, let's leave them to it. Let's go back over to Alien Line Milka Love. Let's jump over there if we can. Alien Line Milka Love. We kicked off with that game. Milka Love, the lowest ranked player in the tournament.
Just as we see Neat attacking on the wing, he needs to push through, because it would be disappointment for him to get out on the league stage. On the other side, PH, even though he gets a win, he'll be on 12 points. It might not be enough, because I'm thinking could be a possibility in which you need 13 points to make it into the top 8.
Yeah, I mean, 13 points for a top 8, 7 for a top 24. Ali Line has just scored again by the looks of it. He's up against Milka Love over here. And he's on for 15 points as well, Graf. 5-3, he leads.
It's a massive result for Hallihan. I mean, 15 points out of 18. That's some performance. And he's been knocking on the door for a while now. In the ECL, in the Virtual Bundesliga as well. And this might be his chance of showing the World Championship that the next gen is here, ready to compete for the biggest titles.
Well, I've got some bad news. If you're a Team Vitality fan or you're a fan of Ilian Bushi, he was 4-0 up in that game. It's 4-4. Abu Maka is using that drum to some kind of advantage as Ali Line has just got a sixth. Let's jump back to Anders Vergang, Danny Pitbull. This was the goal that we just missed, 8-7. The 2024 world champion is leading, and he got another. He's on the cusp of double digits, sorry. The man who's won everything this year. Can he get a world championship?
As we just jump over to the Anders Danny Pitbull match. Do you think this could be enough for Anders to make it into the top 8 with 12 points? But he has to wait for all the results as well.
Well, this would give him 12 points, Grav, and a plus 11 goal difference as it stands. He's got a plus 9 coming into this game, so he could look to add on to that. But Danny Pitbull might have a thing to say about that. What was that from Danny Pitbull? Hello. Right, 9-7 here for Anders. One game that we haven't really looked at all is Nasada against Marwan. Why that's important? Because Nasada could go top of the league phase. And we could join it at a perfect time because there might be a penalty in this game if we can get to it now. Nasada Marwan. We'll let you know how that penalty went when we get there.
As we just see this replay, you were mentioning how the Team Vitality fans were disappointed because Ilian conceded the 5th, just as Anders scores the 10th one.
Are you telling me that Ilian Bushi was 4-0 up in that game and he's 5-4 down?
Yes.
How?
It's Ilian Bushi for you. He can play at his best, but back in FC 24, trying to qualify for the World Championship, he did lose a huge match against Anders Bergen at Atlanta, and then in FC 25 playing in the League One finals. He was leading the game and still lost to qualify as well. So that's Ilian Bushi for you. He can, of course, play at his best, but sometimes the pressure gets to him.
Can we go to Nasada if we can get over there if possible? This was the penalty we missed. He has scored 7. 3 Nasada leads now. Coming into this game, Grav, he had a very strong goal difference of plus 11. He's got another 4 goals to add on to that tally. A plus 15, that will send him top for now on 15 points. But keep in mind that Levy Finn and Bonanno are still in action. That's a really clever pass back from Danny. That's going to be 10-8 now. They're in a pause. MS Tasari, Emre Yilmaz, they're in a pause as it stands.
And it seems like the groups are shaping up for 13 points to be enough to make it into a top 8.
Where do you want to go? Where do we want to go here? Because we have got some crazy last 20 in-game minutes. So Alien Line, he's also going to be on 15 points. Alien Line, before a ball was kicked, had a plus 9 goal difference. 4 more on top of that, plus 13. Suddenly, the top 8 is starting to look not just stats, but full of goals and points. You've got a handful of players, all on 15 points each. Playing headers and volleys here for Ousmane Dembele. There's one back.
I'm sure Alihan and the Red Bull Leipzig fans are going to be happy with his performance.
Where should we go, Grav?
I think we should go to Abu Maka against Ilian.
Abu Bakr Ilian Bushi, if we can. 4-0 Ilian was leading. He needed this win. He was only on 5 points. 8 could have been a number to send him through to the top 24. And then he ran into Abu Maka, who has scored 6 goals since being 4-0 down. What a reaction.
This is a huge one because at the moment, of course, Ilian is out of the competition, but Abu Maka just squeezes into the top 8 with the result. And of course, that would make Anders drop out of the top 8.
He would be stealing his spot by a point, but also a goal difference of +5. Remember, there are still 6 more games to come after this one, and that is the end of the round concluded. The top 24 go through. The top 8 of that 24 skip around. They go into the round of 16. And it will be a battle. By the way, we've got a full-time result. Our first one of the round. Anders 10, Danny Pitbull 8. That's the first game of the round to conclude. Shall we go and see the final stages of moments, if we can, with MS Dasari against Emre Yilmaz. We know these ads. An interesting season. We saw him at Atlanta, the start of the FC26 Pro season. We saw him, of course, in Saudi, in the FC Pro Partnered League. But I tell you what, this might be one of his results of the season so far, Grav.
Definitely. I mean, playing against Emre Yilmaz, scoring 6 goals and conceding just 1. The king of the jungle is back officially.
There's just something about a world championship. And MS Dasari turning up. Big smiles from the 2018 world champion. But for Emre Yilmaz, that's a defeat to come at the worst time possible, because up next he's got Knockout FC to play. He's only on 7 points as well, by the way, Emre Yilmaz.
7 points and a pretty bad goal difference now with these results as well.
He's going to have, I mean, he had a +1 goal difference before this game. He's got a -4 goal difference for Emre.
He needs some goals.
A +4 for Dasari now, and a -4 for Emre.
It is devastating for Team Liquid. Just as we see the replay coming in, Alihan making it 9-4. Where should we jump to? Is it Alihan, Milkolov? Alihan still dominating the game. He's fighting for the top 1 position for the league stage, and I'm sure the Red Bull Leipzig fans they have to be extremely happy with his performance, because he's playing perfect FC at the moment.
10-5. For Alihan Lyon, what a performance this has been from him.
Ooh!
Neat!
Hold on. He's on 7 points now.
The one thing he doesn't have on his side, though, is goal difference, Grav. It's a -10 goal difference still for Nick. He might be on 7 points, but it would not be enough. Full time. That game is over now. I thought it was already done, but it's not. Okay, right, it is now. 10-9. Anders did win that game in the end. I thought they just put the controllers down. Nice to see Danny Pitbull with a smile on his face. Not a world championship to remember for him.
We see Neat holding the ball. This could be a devastating result for the likes of Kacha and players on 6 points, because this would mean they will drop out of the competition.
Again, I know we are trying to paint the story for you at home of who's going through, and if not, I would say, honestly, just wait until after the next round of games, because that is going to change again.
Yes.
The top 8, the top 24, the goal difference, the players just outside the top 24. Who knows who might pull back into the race. But we will be playing the round of 24 and the round of 16 today. We will not stop here in Paris until there are 8 players left. From 36 down to 8 in one day. We have a full-time result. Nasada 10. Marwan 5. That's Nasada on a very convincing 15 points, Grav. As Neat looks to get another one here.
That's really... I think we should talk about Nasada, because he did lose against Levi Finn, and we all thought he was gonna... Ooh! Guardi scoring the goal for PH to drop Neat out of the competition.
4-4. Abu Maka running away through it as well.
Hold on.
Abu Maka, this has been unbelievable from you.
Just look at the live updates. That's 4 players on 15 points at the moment.
Look at those scores. Full time, Anders 10. Danny Pitbull 9. Nasada 10, Marwan 5, full time there, Rallying Line 12. I think that's the most goals we've seen alongside RVP Legend in a single game here in Paris. Neat against PH, of course, is now 4-4. Abu Maka's 7, Ilian 5. We're watching that now. And MS Desari's just scored goal number 7, by the way. He is 7-3 up against Emre Yilmaz.
Just as we see Ilian making it 6-7. And we can see the Team Vitality fans going crazy because they know 2 goals are needed for Ilian to qualify.
A few people in the chat watching as well, Grav, saying about wanting to watch individual games. You can if there are. If you've been watching, of course, across on the multiple broadcasts that are on offer, that is the goal to maybe win it there for Abu Maka. For a second, I thought Liam Boucher was going to get it back, but to my point, I was saying there's a B stream, a C, and a D stream. Here are the FC Pro World Championships. Of course, you can join Onset, Gaskin, Mike LaBelle. They'll be taking you through each of those streams. If you want to follow a game in a little bit more closely, I know we've been jumping around, but there is so much action to try and squeeze into one single broadcast. Ilya Boucher. 8-7. But even if he does get a point, Grav, it'll only be 6.
It's not enough, unfortunately. He needs a win.
Two minutes of added time left. We've got 3 games left as it stands. We've got PH in 4, Neat 4. You keep an eye on that, Grav, on the right-hand side of the screen. We'll close out this one first. Abu Maka, 8, Ilian Boucher, 7. We're also into the last 3 minutes between MS Desari and Emre Yilmaz, but there's a 4-goal gap on that one. MS Desari is most definitely going to be picking up 3 points there. Right, last chance of the game for Abu Maka. He'll be looking to just try and take the time out of this game that he needs to. But there could be a big match winner in the right corner of the screen. Tears for Ilian Boucher. He knows that that is the end of his FC Pro World Championships. This is much more than just a competition. The dream for him getting to this stage of the tournament. Unfortunately, that will be the end of the road for the Algerian. Grav, what's happened?
It's just scored a goal to qualify for the knockout stage.
Well, let's jump there now. Neat PH in. It was drama in the play-ins against Tex when he qualified for the World Championships on penalties. Let's jump over if we can. Full-time result. Neat snatches 3 points off PH in. He prays. Is that enough? He doesn't know yet. The one thing he's not got on his side is goal difference. He's on 7 points. Yes, 7 points might be enough, but a -10 goal swing might not be. PH, on the other hand, is lucky. He is going to be going through. He's definitely in the knockouts, yes. But he won't be in the top 8, I'll tell you that. Unbelievable next round of action there. But it's all on this one. 6 more games, 6 final games to close out the league phase here in Paris. It's up next. You do not want to miss this.
play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Cadrul City, powered by play.
The human body was built to move. Not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid workers, artists, backing your every move.
Right, guys, I'm so happy to be joined by Rami Lueso. He's honestly an online expert. He's covering every single one of our leagues across the world. If you guys have a question about FC Esports, this is the guy to ask it. So, Rami, you've been covering this event here in Paris, which is absolutely fantastic. Talk to me about your time here in Paris so far.
Okay, I'm so happy for being here. You know how I work on socials. You can follow me, Rami Lueso FC there. I'm covering every tournament, and as I say, I'm so happy for being here. I'm enjoying a lot the tournament, the really good matches that we are having.
All right, let's talk specifically about the tournament. Who has surprised you? Maybe you thought that they would do better and they haven't necessarily met that mark.
Okay, I would say like this is a tournament with the most amount of Italian players qualified, and some of them perhaps aren't performing. So I have to say them. Sorry for them, but I expected more from the Italian players perhaps.
All right, and on the opposite note, who has impressed you the most in the competition?
Well, you know, we're in round 5, and we have Levi Fim from Germany and Matias Bonano from Argentina. Like, they are unbeaten, so it's crazy to perform in that way here in the big stage, so I have to mention them, of course.
Absolutely. Now, last question. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Who is winning the FC Pro World Championships?
Okay, that's a really tough question. I don't know if I can say a name. You know, I'm from Argentina. So I could say Matias Bonano or Nicolas Naina FC, but I think every player could lift that trophy, so let's see what happens.
Absolutely. All right, Rami, thank you so much. Your coverage has been absolutely fantastic. I'll let you get back to it. Thanks. Welcome back, everyone. I'm joined by MS Dasari. That was a very important game. I know everyone in the crowd was just saying you got your revenge on Emre Yilmaz from the FC Pro Open, but how are you feeling because you needed that win to stay alive in the competition?
I miss this feeling a lot. I think I missed competing very badly, to be honest. I know what I'm capable of. Emre is a great player. He went from Pro Open, from a knockout game against me in extra time to the all the way to the second against Anders. So I know what I'm capable of. I think now after groups is over, I would say warm-up is done. And now it's about character, personality. And the past 2 World Cups I've played was first and second. So I think nobody had a high chance of podium finishes above me.
Absolutely. You love to see it. No, it's interesting. It's interesting because you're going through to those knockouts as well. You needed that win. There's a chance that you could be crushing Emre's key as well. And so that's a very fun one. I know getting that revenge. Is crushing a key mean a lot to you at the end of the day?
Crushing every liquid key means a lot for Falcons.
All right, he loves to crush a liquid key. And I do have to ask you about the club championship as well for Team Falcons. You're a player and your points are going into that point total. And so does that mean a lot to you as all of these wins are helping you at the end of the day for your club?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Neo, which is the founder of Vitality, and we're very good friends. He was just congratulating me on being able to play in the World Cup. And I was saying I want to be the guy who earned points for his team, to be like, I think I would be the first in history to be as a CEO founder who even gets points for his team. So I think that would be fun. I know what I'm capable of. Beating Emre, which is top 2, makes me obviously knows what's my level, and I'm just looking forward.
All right, MS Dasari, I'll let you get back to it because more games are on the horizon for you here today. But guys, over at the desk, he loves to crush the team liquid keys. What are we thinking about that?
We love that call out because if you were joining us earlier in the club championships, Falcons were currently at 10th place. Liquid, well, they're down in 30th place, and Liquid so far is not going to get points from the man they were kind of banking on. He was their highest ranked player coming in. Emery is now out. FG Shells, how big of a loss is this to Liquid?
I mean, he's not quite out, I don't think.
I think there's a little chance.
There is still a little chance, but it's out of his hands completely.
Okay. So he's at 7 points?
We saw the celebrations from Neat right at the end to score a winner. Massive winner against P8 Zin. But just looking at the table, Emre is on the same points, but has better goal difference. So, a bit of an interesting one. Was that celebration in vain from Neat? I hope not for his sake. Let's take a look at the highlights. This was the game between Anders Vergang and Danny Pitbull. Anders Vergang, and I mean, they both played really, really well in this game. There was a lot of goals in this. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really change much for Danny Pitbull.
I did want to say great commentary from Brandon on this one, calling out the fact that Danny came in at bottom of the leaderboard. Very bottom, 0 points, has nothing to play for. It's going nearly double digits.
Yeah, it shows the sportsmanship from him and Adida. You know, both these players didn't have the greatest tournament that they expected to have, but they wanted to give it the end, and you want to end the season high, and you don't want to just be a bad sportsmanship and throw the game away. But unlucky to Danny Pitbull, who gave Anders a run for his money. Milka Love losing to Alian Lion, who's just completely showing his dominance, and Ilian against Abu Maka. This was a tough one because I thought Ilian had it. Listen,
right, 3-0 start again.
This is a crazy bottle from Ilian, and I know he's such an emotional player. This one will be so frustrating for him because he was so close to having a chance to make it to the knockouts, and to give up a 4-0 lead, that is going to be heartbreaking.
Ilian controlled his own destiny. He entered that match with 5 points. He goes away with 0. How big of a loss is this for him, FG?
Yeah, I mean, he's out. Like you said, we're going to see his key get crushed, and that is confirmed. Ilian is no longer in the tournament. It's a massive blow for him and a massive blow for his fans here in Paris. Remember, he's representing Paris Saint-Germain. They would have brought a lot of fans here to that main stage. That game between Nasada, I mean, Nasada just was fantastic in this game. Attacking, he's been so impressive. There was a lot of goals in that one. Not the result Marwan would have wanted.
Yeah, Marwan, he nearly had a chance to redeem himself, but unfortunately it was a little bit too late. And you can see the last-minute winner from there from Neat. That's helped him to give him a chance to make it to the round, to the knockouts round. That's a big result.
Let's just talk about what we're seeing here right now. We spoke about Jafonso earlier on. He's now dropped down to 23rd. He still has to get through one more round. In action in this next round, Levy David, massive story. He's going up against Levy Finn, who has the opportunity to go 100% in the league stage, whilst also knocking out a back-to-back semi-finalist in this competition in Levy David. We've also got Virgil fighting for a place. Paolo Neto's got another game as well. K1 John has got a game against D Fernandez. Taking a look at that, there are a lot of players who could be moving around, and there could be some players finding themselves eliminated without even playing.
So if you're Jafonso right now, you're trying to avoid a win from Levy David. You're trying to avoid a win from Paolo Neto.
K1 John.
K1 John, and Virgil, of course, is right behind you right now.
Yeah.
As a player, I would be terrified. I don't know if I could watch the game because my butterflies would be running in my stomach. But Jafonso has given himself a chance. That's all he needs.
And, of course, for most of those players, just a single draw would put them above Jafonso as well. It's going to get spicy here in the final round. FG, any final thoughts on what we're about to see here as we close out league play?
I mean, the massive story is Levy David. We would never have expected him to be in this position. We're used to him getting in the knockouts. He's been back-to-back semi-finalists in this competition. He could be going out. We need a huge performance from him against the man who has not lost. He's got a 100% record. He's been perfect.
It looks like Emery, for now, is safe. But the man who is not, well, it's Ilian, and his key is about to be crushed. Let's take a look at the action. Gels, walk me through this moment, because this is brutal for the guy who's going home, and a great feeling for the man pushing the lever.
Yeah, I mean, for Abu Maka, he would not be angry at all. What a beautiful key that is, by the way. But for Ilian, it's definitely heartbreaking.
He's smiling. He's smiling.
Who wouldn't be smiling? Listen, FG, if I had your key under there, I'll be smiling. I have the biggest smile on my face. But I think for Ilian, it was just a heartbreaking loss, and you tried all year to, you worked so hard, and he was in a great position, 4-0 up. But unfortunately, Abu Maka, I mean, he's just showing his key with he's giggling as well.
Yeah, he's enjoying every moment of that, and rightly so, because I was just thinking if I had Shell's key, I'd be laughing all throughout as well.
But you'll never beat me, so that will never happen.
Yeah, well, we'll never find out, will we? Listen, one thing's for certain, Abu Maka, Saudi League champion this year, how far do you think he can go? in this tournament.
I think everyone in this competition can win it. And Abu Maka, with the Saudi support, you can see Dossary having the fans. I'm sure if Dossary and they was playing against each other, I wouldn't want to see what happens. But Abu Maka, he's a great player. He burst into the World Cup Championship a few years ago and done well there. He can win it.
Shout out to our usher, by the way, just kind of pushing around the dust at the end of that key crush. The keys are absolutely getting shattered here at FC, and we have plenty more keys to go. Final round coming up here in just a few moments. If you have star players to look at, Shells, who do you expect to move through and who has a chance to move into our top 8?
I mean, it's definitely between eyes on the Levy the Weird versus Levy Finn game and the K1 John D. Fernandez game. I mean, Levy Finn has been superb. I'm not surprised that he's not going to show his level, but Levy the Weird, I'm a big fan of him, but he has to win this game if he wants to go through. Of course, Karim is back, has a chance to go through as well. If he beats Virgil, after just seeing his teammate get eliminated in the round before, I'm sure he wants to try to redeem it for the
And
Monaco.
Paulo Neto at 6 points playing against Oberon, who's had a terrible tournament. Is that the best chance?
He has, but Oberon also is the type of person to not want to just sit down and lose this game. He will not want to end this tournament with another defeat. It's been well below his standards, well below the standards we're used to seeing of Oberon. I think that's a game to keep an eye on. I could really see Oberon getting his first win there.
I mean, we even saw it with Adida and Danny Pitbull. They're fighting to the last breath. So I think Oberon will be doing the same. And it's Paulo Neto, he still has a job to do.
Redlock in a similar position going up against Hezers, who is playing for a spot in the top 8. It is going to get spicy. It's going to come down to goal differential. If you're looking for one player to lead this group, this lobby that we're about to have here on the stage, who's been the flashiest of our stars in this league, Shells?
Ooh, I'll probably say Levy Finn. I think Levy Finn, the goals that he's been scoring as well, I like the dribbling. He's got his kind of own distinctive play style going forward. I think I'm a big fan of Levy Finn.
Matthias Bonanno as well, by the way, has been fantastic. We haven't even touched on him right now, but he's been absolutely flawless as well as Levy Finn. That Levy Finn game is going to be quite special.
We're going to see both of those players in your top 8. They're already at 15 points guaranteed. Here's a look, though, at a man who is walking home with 0. The number 1 ranked player in the world going up against Danny Pitbull for his final match. And Danny put up a great fight. It was nearly a 20-goal game. At the end, it's the Falcon walking away with a smile on his face.
Yeah, Anders, this won't be the last time we'll be seeing him smile, that's for sure. He just loves this type of stuff. And of course, the more players he can eliminate, the more keys he can crush. And listen, if he gets his hand on the trophy at the end, we're not going to see him stop smiling for
Did he have to get a little help there? Did the usher do the official crushing for him, FG?
I mean, listen, one thing's for certain, they are not easy to crush. So that machine's doing a great job. It is just a shame to see such a beautiful item get smashed to pieces. I wish I could
Can I get a little
keep
piece
it how
of
it
that?
is. Just a little piece of it would be perfect. We absolutely love the EWC and what they do here. This is such an amazing feature. It adds a little bit of an edge. Maybe some future way to sort of motivate Danny Pitbull, knowing that Anders Vergang crushed his key in Paris.
Now, production, is that it for the key crushes? Do we have more going down? Because I feel like we still got to do a little bit more math before we officially send players packing. Shells, this is the final fight for a lot of people, for others like Jafonso sitting in the seats watching this match. Have you ever been in this position? Where you are waiting for others' results to find out if you move on or not?
Yes, our good teammate and behind the scenes caster, Ryan Pessoa. We had a Club World Cup tournament where 2v2. We're hoping on another team to get results, and we lost on penalty shootouts. We watched the team win on penalty shootouts. It was heartbreaking. But at the end of the day, all you need is a chance. And as a fan, listen, the butterflies in the stomach, you can't recreate.
Do you speak to the person who has your destiny in their hands, or do you just leave them to it? Like, what would your approach be in this situation? For example, if you're Jafonso and you can't do anything, is there any... I mean, Jafonso in the position, he has to do the rounds today. He has to speak to a couple of players.
I think it's maybe depending who it is. If it's a close friend of mine, I think I wouldn't want to put too much pressure on them. Maybe if it's someone like a hitter that maybe from, an Oberon, for example, I'm going to Oberon. I'm saying, please, brother, I'll do anything for you.
I do think we are getting another key crushed very soon. I can see potentially, I think that's Nasada over there.
If Nasada will be destroying Marwan's key, I think that will be...
Marwan with a very tough loss entered that match with 5 points. Could have moved into your top 24 instead. Nasada with a great finish to his final day of league play action is moving in to our top 10. For now, the question is, will he stay in the top 8? Celebrating with this key crush.
Yeah, I think with Nasada, I thought we was talking about him a lot on day 1 and day 2, and now he's slowly going under the radar, but you see other players start to shine. But I think it was Nasada. He is one of the favorites in this competition. He's been one of the favorites all year. As soon as I knew he was in the Pro Open, I said he could win it. That's how good Nasada is. And if he's playing at his game, he can give anyone a run for his money.
We're in such an amazing position here because like we keep mentioning, we've got so many players, but genuinely anybody, once we get to the knockout stages, could win this tournament. We are in incredible surroundings right now where we might be looking at someone like Emre Yilmaz, Levi David not even making it. And that is just showing the quality of what we've got here in Paris, Puckett. I mean, your predictions, they're going quite well so
Pretty
far,
good.
but I know you definitely didn't predict Levi David to be in the bottom 12.
Sorry, my guy. For now, we got to jump into the game to find out, is Levi moving on, or will it just be his teammates fighting for their lives in the knockout bracket? Let's go into the casters.
Cheers, guys. Yeah, we're actually underway while keys were getting crushed. Games were kicking off. Jesus and Redlac in action. It's 1-1 at the moment. We've got Criminals back and Virgil. They're underway. 7 minutes in, 0-0. Oberon and Paolo Neto 0-0 at the moment. Bonanno 1-1 against Chris de Boer. And Levi Finn and Levi David just about to kick off as we wait for our final game, which will see Paolo Neto in action. We've also got K1 John in action against D. Fernandez. Right, so we've been crunching the numbers.
Yep.
We are pretty sure that Emre Yilmaz will be safe.
Yeah, we had to clear things up. I know there's a bit of deliberation and a bit of maths going on, but Emre Yilmaz can't be eliminated. The reason is because the players below him, the 3 that could overtake him, or the 4, I should say, with D. Fernandez, Virgil, Paolo Neto, Levi David. You remember, K1 John's up against D. Fernandez.
Correct. So
it can't.
One person's going to go in, one person's going to drop out.
So it will swap. The worst Emre Yilmaz can finish is 24th. And if he does, imagine that game potentially against Anders.
As it stands right now, Anders is 9th, so that would be a first game. The big players on the bubble, as the guys at the desk were talking about, Virgil, Paolo Neto, Lev David. It's in their hands. If they win, they go in. If they lose, they could be in trouble. Who would have thought we were talking about Levi David in this situation before we kicked off? Top 3rd last year, top 4 the year before.
He would have been in my prediction for top 8.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying that now. I'm honest. I'll be honest. He would have been in there. It's a shock. But the fact that it's coming down to this game where Levi Finn will know he's able to potentially knock out one of the big hitters, somebody that's
a rival as well. A rival in terms of someone who you would expect to be there on Championship Sunday.
That's why you'd be extra motivated in this game. Even though Levi Finn's mathematically secured, he wants to make sure Levi David will play no further part in this year's finals, and he started off really, really well.
Yeah, unfortunately for Levi, he's in that position where it must be points. It must be points for him to qualify through. A draw makes it really tight. I mean, it probably wouldn't be enough as he equalises up there against Levi Finn. It has to be a win for Levi.
A win guarantees it. A draw, again, you're relying on other things going in your favour. You have your eye on your teammate in Paolo Neto falling
him
short
to lose.
as well. Exactly.
You need Virgil to lose big.
A few other results to work against you.
I think the worst position to be in right now is if you're neat Jafonso. Having played, you've done all you can do, and you're just sitting, biting the nails down to the bristle, waiting to see if results go your way.
After the game Jafonso played, I saw him heading out towards the exit. I don't know if he came back in or not, but he looked devastated. He looked dejected, thinking his tournament's done already. The saving grace is there is still a chance, and when there's a chance, you always have to have that element of faith in hoping that it's your day. We've seen it though in this format. That's happened so many times in the final round. I believe it was Tuga in the Champions League. Finesse shot, big save from Casillas there.
Literally praying to the heavens, waiting for a game to go his way. Unfortunately, it's not been a tournament to remember for Redlac. The final match that he played in, neat 6-6 draw. If that would have gone another way, you look at the game that he had against Auburn as well, a 7-7 draw. All he needs is a couple of goals. He's going his way, Ryan, and he's in with a shout.
Exactly. It's a tough position to be in because of that.
The other matches we're keeping our eyes on, and make sure that you're up to date with them as well at home. The 3 big games. Let's go to this match between Auburn and Paolo Neto. Paolo Neto needed to win, and boy, is he winning.
Wow, that is a statement. Lead already. However, I will say we did see a 4-0 loss given away in the previous round from Ilian. That is the goal that made it 4-0.
Business.
It's a man on a mission.
As for Levi David, a win is needed, and a win is what he's getting at the moment. There's a long way to go as Aubrey gets one back there, but Team Liquid are looking for a full house going into Championship Sunday.
Especially they would have been seeing the players from Team Vitality both eliminated. So for the club championship points, it allows them to get an edge on them in this area of the game.
And just to add to the drama as well, sorry Ryan, K1 John D. Fernandez not kicked off yet. As it stands right now, K1 John is 32nd on 4 points with a -9 goal difference. If he wins, he goes to 7 points, but the goal difference swing would need to be drastic. D. Fernandez is on 7 points with a -3 goal difference. If Paulo Neto and Levi David both win, it could be teetering, potentially, down towards the bottom. I mean, Virgil will drop out, Jafonso will drop out, and then you've got one spot to play with, really. So we need to get a camera on some of those guys. Neat, Jafonso. We need to see their reaction throughout this entire round. Levi David turning the game around very quickly against Levi Finn. Did he need to get back into this game quickly?
Absolutely. I think for the confidence as well for Levi David, he'll know that as the clock ticks on against somebody that's in hot form with Levi Finn being unbeaten in this tournament, arguably player of the tournament. I'll be saying that because I feel like in terms of what players would have, or not even just players, people would have expected, I wouldn't have had Levi Finn 5 out of 5.
Nasada, 5 wins, you'd probably said.
He was
Alihan Lyon, 5 wins. Nicholas, 4 wins and a draw, 13 points. Guga, 4 wins and a draw. Manu Pachore, 4 wins and a draw. Banano, I think, maybe not one that you would have put up there.
No, I wouldn't have had. But he, again, I was watching his gameplay earlier today. It was against Paulo Neto. Some of the goals.
A +7 goal difference for Banano. 25 goals scored, 18 goals conceded.
It is criminal. But it's done enough, though.
1 goal every game, pretty much. Paulo Neto was the big swing, 3 goals that he scored against the 7-4 victory. Every other game, 4-3, 5-4, 5-4, 4-3. For Banano at 5 and zip at the moment. Speaking of Banano, 4-1 down to Chris de Boer, but there is one back to make it 4-2. Chris de Boer, for people wondering, he's pretty safe. 9 points. He'll be looking to go to 12.
He's been quietly going about his business.
Mid-table.
Yeah, but if he wins this, going on 12 here, obviously it's not enough to get into that top 8, but it's still a...
He'll finish probably 10th or 11th.
Yeah, he'll be high up, so... He's someone you don't want to play, though, in a way, because he's an awkward opponent to play against.
Obviously, the players wouldn't be doing this. We can hypothesise, though, from the commentary position with the data that we have. There's a world in which you're thinking, well, if Emery finishes 23rd, yeah. maybe I do want to finish 13th or 14th. I know we saw MS Desario as well, just before crushing the keys.
It was great.
With the interview as well, it looked really impressive.
I didn't really know what to expect this season. I didn't get to watch his domestic performances, obviously finishing runner-up, but the game against Ilian is where I thought, you know what, because I thought that's a tricky one on paper.
Yeah.
Somebody of the newer guard in the scene, player locks, creative runs, it's hard to defend against somebody like Ilian. You locked him up. He was really, really strong in that game.
Well, let's go once we see that goal going to the back of the net from Banano. Back to the split games where we can see all the matches taking place at the moment. Because I once again turn your attention to the Paulo Neto Oberyn match. Talk about having destiny in your own hands and taking it by the scruff of the neck. Paulo Neto scored 7 goals in the first half. He has been absolutely rampant. Not sure what's happened there. Error at the back. Chris de Boer goes 2 in front once again. Hezza's leading against Redlac, 4 goals to 1. As we approach half-time in a number of our matches, I know people out there asking for updates from K1 John and D. Fernandez. I can tell you they are just coming out the tunnel now, just kicking off. Just even more pressure.
I guess, well, I was going to say, if it makes it may help in terms of K1 John. His coach will be telling him how many goals he needs to score if he's winning, what you need to do. So that does benefit him a little bit. But the essence of the game is the same. He has to win by quite some distance.
Well, we've seen someone go from such a low position in the table to qualifying through. It's 32nd coming into this game.
And he's lost 3 on the bounce as well.
Yeah. His first win was his game that the first game he played.
Exactly, yep.
After that, he drew against Ummer, and then he's been beaten 8-5, 7-2, and 7-5 against Kurumi's back, Nicholas, and P.H. Zin. Chris de Boer beating the man unbeaten at the moment in Matthias Bamano. Anyway, you want to see in particular, Ryan? I know you were looking at Premi's back and Virgil.
Yeah, I was going to say, we haven't really seen much of that game. I don't know if it's possible at half-time to jump across if they're not in a break.
But they are
replay.
Just kicked off.
The bat, exactly. K1 John, again, he knows what he needs to do, Rich. Early start.
There has been only one goal, and we're at half-time between Karim's back and Virgil. And it has gone Karim is back's way. Meaning that Virgil is on a slippery, slippery slope as it stands right now, with Levi David leading 3-1. Paolo Neto 7-4 at half-time. There's all the matches, Ryan, as we jump into Levi Finn and Levi David.
Touching on what you mentioned about Virgil's game, it's a scary position to be in, especially when knowing that the other players who you're relying on them to falter are winning. Not only one, but both of them. 3 of them, in fact, because K1 John, that is... Yeah, destiny is in his own hands at least, but he has to pick up against Karim if he wants to stay in this tournament. Great run.
Levi David, a man who's been there, he's done it. World Championships, FC Pro Opens, representing the Netherlands on the biggest stage. Clutching up when he needs to.
Yeah, that was lovely. You can tell what he wanted from before when that run from Salma started to be player locked inside towards the center of the pitch there. He eventually gets it. First time low driven finish with the outside over boot as well.
I think it's just a case of Bonanno, 5 wins already. You know you're going through. Maybe the attention span, not the attention span, but the attention just slipped ever so slightly.
Oh, what a finish that is as well. I think he's a perfectionist, though. He would have wanted to win. You want to win every game you play in, but also the fact that it sends a statement to everybody else. To play in this level of tournament and not lose a game is ridiculous. It's unheard of, basically.
What you do, maybe not in actual functionality, but you should, if you finish first in the group stages, have a nicer bracket run.
If only it worked that way.
Never seems to.
Never seems to work, especially when I'm going to look at currently the bottom 5 players before this round started in the top 24. You've got Virgil, Jafonso, Neat, Di Fernandez, Emre Yilmaz. The live updates are perfect, so we'll be able to see 20th to 24th, all of those 5 players within there.
Abu Maka dropping out of 13 points.
That's sickening.
Anders Vergang 12, Christopher 12, that puts him up to 11th. You're looking at PSG, Nemes Dossere, Luke Deville.
We're going to get an Emre Anders matchup, aren't we, Rich?
We very much, yeah, we might be. As we look at the live table as it stands right now, Emre Yilmaz, Di Fernandez, K1 John right now is in with Neat, Jafonso and Virgil dropping out.
Wow. Great ball, Crystal Boy. He's got an opportunity. Keeper shuffles, but the step isn't enough. Cristobal takes a 7-4 lead. Let's jump across to another game if we can. This is a game where Virgil needed to get points here. It's coming in 6 points. As it stands, 7 points. The goal difference is 0. So it does put him in a position where he would actually leapfrog Emre Yilmaz, Neat, Di Fernandez, who are on 7 points, but a Fortune can't get the shot off.
It feels just so tense here at the FC Pro World Championships. You see the live updates going through the right-hand side of your screen. Levi David 4-1 up against Levi Finn. This is the last group game we will be playing here before the knockouts commence. We'll have a very short break in between while the players get rested and regain composure before those knockouts.
See that mistake there from Virgil going forward? It's just when you're nervy, you make little tiny errors and the player switching or the passing, it's just a bit off it.
Paolo Neto 8-5, K1 John 3-1 up.
That's a statement.
Against Di Fernandez.
I didn't actually pay attention to the live updates. When it comes up again, I want to see where Di Fernandez currently is. Where that mathematically puts him if the scoreline remains the same, because goal difference isn't in his favour. Karima's back.
As it
Taking
stands,
the 2-1 lead there, Rich.
Virgil's tumbling out, Ryan. Everyone below who needs to win is winning at this moment. Paulo Neto was doing the business. Badano gets one back. That's 7-5 against Cristobal. And there is the live table, Ryan, with the live scores at the bottom as well. 8-5. K1 John 3-1 up. Kareem's back 2-1. Hezers 6-3 to put him in a Hezers.
It's insane to think that
He probably needs to score.
Hezers had 9 points from his first possible 9, and then he's on the cusp of not even getting in the top 8. This is the position I was seeing there. Di Fernandez, 23rd with 7 points.
Umut, 8 points.
He was unbeaten coming into
He was. Today. You know what? That goal difference swing from Umut, isn't it? The heavy defeat can be a real hurter for you if the goal difference doesn't go your way.
Great touch. Don't think it was by purpose though, but allows Bonanno to push forward. Look at the triggered run. He has to be followed there from Chris. Beautiful bit of skill from Matthias Bonanno outside of the boot. Can't find the corner. Hold on a minute. Do you see the combination of the roulette there, Rich? Just to put that into the corner from Matthias Bonanno. Game on against Cristobal. Let's jump on over to another game that's going on. Let's take a look at the Paulo Neto Oberyn game.
Yeah, that's where my eyes went straight away. 8-5, Paulo Neto leading with 15 minutes left to play. A win puts him in. Oberyn looking to be the bearer of bad news. It would have to be a 3-goal swing in Oberyn's favour. Levi David was leading when I just glanced there as well. I think that was 5-1 against Levi Finn. As it stands, Ryan, no one's going to be 6 from 6.
I believe that would keep Nasada first.
Yeah. Kika Nazareth. McGiddy cancelled on the edge of the box, just looking to shimmy down with the drop of the right shoulder. Pause cued by Paulo Neto. Does to be going into that with another goal to his name. Matthias Bonanno, that was the roulette.
Lovely.
Into the finesse, into the top corner. 7-6 now, with a nod of approval from Bonanno. Oberyn's can't clear this ball, it seems. Unfortunate animation there, didn't get an interception on it. Scott McTominay. Paulo Neto playing the clock at this point. Doesn't need to score again. He's going to be in. We are trying our best to keep up to date with the other games. Let's go to another match. Let's just leave it on this screen for 1 second while we look at the scores. Hezers leading against Redlac. Crimi's back 3-1 against Virgil. K1 John Di Fernandez feels like the story here, Ryan. But there's so much time to play in that game, so maybe we see the culmination of this one.
Anything can happen with these last few moments in the other games. This one, we still have plenty, as you said, a whole second half to go. Bottom left, there is a goal. Matthias Bonanno equalising. That's jumped into a pause as well.
Yeah, this is the place to be. Crimi's back 3-1 up against Virgil. And how does that impact the standings? Abu Maka, 13 points. Hezers, with that extra goal that he just scored, puts him in to 8th. Penalty given. Virgil with a chance.
Has to score.
You see how big this is. Scores! Virgil, 27th, 6 points. Karim's back in that danger area as well.
All Virgil needs to do is draw.
A draw puts him in.
It puts him in because of the other results and the goal difference he has. Currently -1. Obviously, if he draws, it will be on 0. The players that are on 7 points, you've got Emre Yilmaz on -2. You have Neat as well, -10.
So right now, Neat is out, but maybe a draw could be something different. There's going to be a lot of players on 7 points. We'll do our very best to bring that up-to-date table all the way throughout the latter stages of these games. When results are coming in, you'll see how it impacts the matches. Levidovic 6-1. He's going to be in no matter what with that performance. We're waiting for something like that from him over the last 3 days. And look, he's going to be going into that bracket play as a 22nd, 21st ranked player. On paper, Ryan Pessoa, but nobody will want to play against Levidovic first game.
Not a chance. Don't want to play him at any stage of a tournament, let alone early in the knockouts. Virgil, edge of the box. He's shown a lot of patience, utilising the shielding as well.
The kid Lopez, technical dribbling into Salman now. He's waiting for a chance. There's Kika Nazareth. Good tackle.
I was wondering if he's going to size up Pacho, just take a touch and just decide which way you're going to go and then try and get a shot. It was good defending in the end from Karim. Virgil has to go for it.
Has to. Does he know maybe the permutations around him? Does he know what's needed from him?
Has to know. Has to know.
Karim knows a win is enough.
Oh.
Gives the ball right back. Virgil comes clattering through the back of him. Referee says play on. Enough ball. And Virgil with a lovely pass to bring Granit Xhaka into play. It's better late than never for Virgil. Low driven, Casillas with the save. Short corner played all the way back to recycle. It's a player lock fake to try and create just a centimetre, an inch of space in around the box. Araujo, not the player you want there. Paulo Neto is in. He wins 9-5 against over, and Jude Bellingham with a really poor touch.
He has to spam off side traps, just do anything just to try and force Karim to give away possession. Virgil's tournament is hanging in the balance. Anything, just force him.
Karim is not going to give him that chance. Keeper's off the line. Elise will dribble into an empty net with Jude Bellingham. Karim is back. Clutches up when it matters most.
The nail in the coffin, not only for this matchup.
Virgil came into this round 24th with Paulo Neto, with Levi David all winning, with K1 John winning, in fact.
That's where he needed the draw. 1 point would have been enough. Commiserations to Virgil, a painful one. We're jumping over to this one where a miraculous comeback from Bonanno, which puts him top 18
Look at K1
points.
John D. Fernandez. 4-4.
8-8 in this game.
Chris de Boer gets one back.
But yeah, that K1 John result, that changes quite a bit because that puts Neat back into the top 24.
And look at it right there. Jafonso drops out. Neat is in.
Wow.
And Emre Yilmaz teetering on the edge. Levi David will jump up the table.
Oh, what a goal.
As Bonanno gets another one back. That's 9-8. What a game that is.
Chris is unhappy with the amount of kickoff goals that Matias Bonanno has got in this game. This one, though, we're jumping over to it live. D. Fernandez pushing forward against K1 John. Coming into this game, D. Fernandez was on 7 points. He was 21st.
As D. Fernandez goes 5-4 up. He's down there in the danger zone. A win puts him in.
Win puts him comfortably in and amongst the top half of that 9-24 selection of players there. For K1 John, it means this tournament will be ending, but fortunately for his sake, this game is slightly behind the others, so he does have a bit more time to push on.
We are trying our very best. There is another game that's back underway. It's Banano and Cristobal. Let's go there for the last minutes to see our perfect player. Banano could be 6 wins from 6. Which is certainly a statement.
More than a statement.
Puts him into the round of 16.
Yep, the players he's defeated along the way as well. Katja, Jafonso, Milkalov, Obrun, Paulo Neto, Cristobal. So he's taken some big names along the way. I'm a big fan of his utilization of that roulette, though. Uses it very, very well.
Mo Salah into Vicky Lopez again. Constantly just tapping on that technical dribbling. So a little bit of the analog sprint there coming out. Beautiful from Banano. 10-8. Could this be his year? Flawless so far from Mr. E Premier League. Do you wonder where Ryan Pessoa's gone? He's just doing some maths.
I was just trying to
with
see.
Trying to work out the as it stands table with everything that's going on as it moment. What are you trying to figure out?
I was just seeing where it would drop Cristobal. I think as it stands, David would actually leapfrog him based on goal difference as well. I believe that would be the same for Paulo Neto too.
This is one of the last question marks we've got from the groups. K1 John or D Fernandez. Finesse from the edge of the box. Casillas with the save. And with these full-time results from selection of our other matches coming in particular, I'm looking at Paulo Neto. I'm looking at the matchup from the back of the stage. Obviously, Banano now and Cristobal. We should start to get a better picture on absolutes, who he will be placing where, Ryan Pessoa.
And that's where...
Will Neat be in? Will Jafonso be safe? These sort of questions that I know you're asking at home. That's a full-time result now.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you see, for Jafonso, he was relying on a maximum of one player below him overtaking him, and the fact that Levi David and Paulo Neto had both won, or Levi David en route to win, it would mean Jafonso and Virgil eliminated. As it stands, Neat remains in. He's the only player that has a bit of jeopardy relying on this game, because if K1 John wins, Neat is out.
Yeah, and I think these two would go through 24th, 23rd.
Wow.
A draw is enough for D Fernandez.
Yep.
It kills K1 John's chances of going through. K1 John has to win, and he knows that. He's got 15 minutes left. His pause has been queued for a little while now. He has to go, and he has to go now. D Fernandez playing really nicely on the edge of the box, just ticking this clock away.
He's just sucking the life out of K1 John, the energy, because you know when you're chasing, you cue the pause. It's been about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Ball ain't gone out. You're starting to rush, drag players out of frustration, but he's done really well to stay composed. K1 John has, and he has an opportunity. It's onside, beautiful. Goes for the pass, but Davies cuts the passing lane.
Right place, right time for Alfonso Davies.
I think it's the right idea from K1 John, I'll be honest. I think a lot of people would have gone for that pass. It's just Davies was really quick.
Just to give you an update from Levi David and Levi Finn, I know a lot of people are asking for it. Levi David 7-1 up against Levi Finn.
Good defending. Aggressive.
We're not going to go there because the story is here. Levi David's story was very simple. Win and you're in. As for K1 John and D Fernandez, there's a few more chapters to that story.
He needs 2 goals, K1 John.
And he just takes the blatant foul to get the substitution coming on. We're going to see the full-time result very quickly from this game. That's the table as it stands right now, Ryan Pessoa. What are you thinking?
I'm just trying to work out Abimaka 9th. If it stays like this, he will be up against Neat. It will be Anders Vergang against Emre Yilmaz in the first round of the knockouts. If it stays like this, the only way it changes is if K1 John wins.
And K1 John can go from 32nd to 24th if he scores 2 quick-fire goals. The other question that maybe we can't answer, where has this Levy David been the last 2 days?
Yeah, exactly. But we spoke to him yesterday, and he looked so calm.
I mean, you look at his games. He beat D. Fernandez 8-6. He lost 8-7. He beat Neat 8-5. He lost against Nasada.
Yeah.
He then lost against Abu Maka. That felt like the one to swing, where we were potentially saying there could be a little bit of jeopardy here. He's put that jeopardy to rest in emphatic fashion. Levy David will be in to play later today. The question is, will he be into tomorrow?
Yep, exactly. And that's all of Team Liquid's players through to the knockout stages. All 5 of them. Which for the club championship points, so it gives them a good potential opportunity. If a couple of them make a run in the tournament, they can get some points on the board. And it's D. Fernandez running in on goal here. There's opportunities to go across goal. He cuts inside. And he buries K1 John's World Championship campaign this season.
Any hopes and dreams or ambitions of winning the World Championship go to rest with that finish from D. Fernandez. And it's a result that D. Fernandez simply needed as well to qualify himself through. Someone find Neat. Really unfortunate for K1 John. It just happened to be, in the end, a middle portion of the games, Ryan, that just went away from him. 8-5, 7-2, 5-7 losses. He started the day fantastically. Ilian and Umut,
exactly.
4 points from 6.
I think that's the difficult thing to take as a player when you start so well in the tournament, where you're thinking, you know what, 4 points from a possible 6 is a very handsome return. It's just not been enough for him. It's a last-minute consolation goal there. Finesse shot from Salah, but it's not going to mean anything in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it had to be a win for K1 John. A draw, I don't think, does too much in terms of the other players around these two competitors as well, and I don't believe D. Fernandez is even going to let him have a touch of the ball. The league stage has been superb once again in this 36-player format. Favourites teetering on elimination. Esports World Cup champions not going through. Fan favourites being eliminated. We lost, what, 5 of our 7 Italians that came into the tournament. It has been heartbreak for Team Vitality. But where we leave the group play, 24 remain. The top 8 is finalised. When we get back after the break, knockout play will commence. See you very soon.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Cadrul City, powered by play.
The human body was built to move. Not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you. Gamers, hybrid workers, artists. Backing your every move.
At the current club championship point standings, you might be a little worried, especially for the top 3 organizations that everybody thought were going to do well. Looking at the standings at the moment, Falcons is on 11th, Liquid does not have any points, Vitality is sitting on 2nd, but it's Na'Vi that is topping that number 1 spot with a total of 1,750 points. But fear not, because the competition is not even halfway through. Casting back to EWC 2025, Week 3, Falcons was on spot number 7. Vitality was the one in the first slot, but Liquid was 4th. Every single one of these organizations was still looking to get more than the top 1 finish, and Falcons didn't even have that one in their pockets yet. But if we all remember correctly, Falcons ended up winning on that first slot with 6 medals, Liquid placed 2nd, and Vitality placed 3rd. So the truth is, anything can happen.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm joined by Matías Bonanno, who is top of the standings. He's unbeaten 6 for 6. Mati, how are you feeling? Because you had a great last couple days, didn't you?
Of course, I'm really happy because I won all the matches, but now in important things in knockouts.
I have to ask you, when you first arrived to Paris, if someone would ask you, Mati, are you going to be top of the standings at day 4? What would you have said?
Yeah, maybe no, but the practice was really good, so a little bit I expected, but of course not. I say, yeah, I will win every match. So, I'm really good.
What worked well for you? Because I was so impressed by your attacking. All of your attack has been so stellar these last couple days, but what do you think, in your opinion, worked really well for you in your gameplay?
Oh, I think in attack, I have, I don't know, a lot of options in terms of the tactics, in terms of skills, true balls, everything. So I think it's all about the practice.
All right, and last question for you. I'm going to put you on the spot. Now being top of the standings, do you think you have what it takes to be a world champion tomorrow on that big stage?
I don't know. I work for that, of course, but I'm focused right now in round of 16.
All right, well, I'm going to throw it over to the desk. What do they think? Do they think Matías Bonanno could be a world champion tomorrow?
No, he's going to have to wait till Sunday. Bonanno definitely on fire right now, those Shells. And the man, like you heard, is moving into our top 16 guaranteed. He doesn't have to play this opener round of the knockout. So if you're in his position, what are you doing from here until your next match?
I'm trying not to change anything at all. I mean, he went 6 for 6. Matías Bonanno has absolutely dominated the league phase. And I think you don't want to change anything, but you don't want to get too comfortable. You don't want to get too confident, because now in the knockout rounds, things are resetted. Everything's in square one. One loss, you're going home. But he needs to sustain what he's been doing, because it hasn't broken yet.
I mean, you can see just maybe slightly behind us, he's brought his family here with us, here as well to Paris. I don't know if they've had an impact, because the way he's played in every single one of them games has been superb. Going into the knockouts is something completely different, like you just said.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you're another player, you don't want to run into a man who's 6 from 6 in such a difficult tournament. You can see the results on the screen there. Red Lack again put up a fight. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Hezes has been fantastic as well. The big result, though, the one we have to focus on, is the man who had the destiny in his own hands. He needed a win against a guy who'd won 5 games in a row. He didn't just beat him, he demolished him. 7-1 to Levi David.
Levi David is in. He controlled his own destiny, and K1 John was in a similar position, unable to accomplish his goals. His key is going to get crushed tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the commiserations to K1 John. I thought he had a good chance to do it against D. Fernandez, but D. Fernandez needed that win himself. And Levi the Weird, that's the type of statement performance you needed to do. You're playing against Levi Finn. He was unbeaten in the tournament at the time, trying to join Matías Bonanno, but he ended that. That's the type of confidence boost you kind of need for the reset in the knockout round. But even Neat, He played his game last round before. We thought he was going out. He managed to scrape his way in. I can't wait for the knockouts.
When we can, let's get the official numbers up, because I saw on Wikipedia there's been some improper results being scored. I thought Neat was through. You were arguing, no, he's definitely gone. I'm with you now. I think Neat is definitely going to make it in, and K1 John is going to be on the other side. FG, any big surprises for you as we wrap up 6 rounds in the first 6 games for all of our competitors?
Well, unfortunately, a previous winner is out. Jafonso has been knocked out. We said earlier on, he's waving to the camera. We said earlier on, as we look at the league stages now, that it was out of his hands. Well, I'll tell you what, 6 points was not enough. It probably never was going to be enough. That last-minute winner from Neat means everything to him. On the other side, also, Catcher was eliminated by last kick of the game by the Iceman, who finished 5th. If you look at that top 8, Shells, realistically speaking, you've got to point to our number 6, Guga Ferraz. What a tournament he's had so far. What a performance in the league stage. He's been amazing. And also, one more thing, Anders Vergang has got to play a knockout game before he can have the opportunity to play one of the top 8. He finished 10th.
Yeah, I'd like to say with Guga Ferraz, throughout the season, every game I've seen him play at tournaments, it was like he was in every game, and that's a great sign as a pro player. The fact that now in the World Championships, he's turning them draws and losses into wins, it shows his dominance and how good he's really at the game. But like you said, Anders Verga not making it into the top 8, into the knockouts round, but listen.
Gentlemen, I don't know how the bracket works, but is there any chance 10 plays 23 and 9 plays 24?
Oh my gosh, I just realized. This is, my gosh, I just realized.
Wow, we are about to see one of the most craziest knockout rounds you've ever seen.
Let's wait on the bracket officially. Before we get to that, walk me through some of the highlights. Yeah, chat, you caught on to it.
Listen, we're waiting for them knockout fixtures to be confirmed. I think you might be right, Puckett. Levy David as well. We spoke about it. 1-0 down, as you can see. Very early on, what an awful moment that was for the goalkeeper. But the thing is with Levy David is he's been in this scene for a long time. He's a very professional guy. He wouldn't really have been fazed by Levy Finn's 5 games before. He was focusing solely on that one. What a performance. He booked his place into the knockouts. You can see in the top corner, Shells, Cristobal was on fire against Matias Bonanno, but Matias Bonanno ended up winning.
I mean, there's a reason why the boy went 6 for 6. It just shows you kind of need to bring and be at all points of your game. And Matias Bonanno, even when he's losing, he's still in control and still believes himself that he can pull the result back. And that's the type of results you kind of want to take it to the knockouts. Yes, you went 6 for 6. You was losing in your last game, but you still managed to see out the victory, and that's the type of morale boost you need in the knockouts as well.
Yeah, in terms of Red Lack, it wasn't meant to be this time out in Paris. Congratulations to him and all the other players who bow out of the tournament but made it to the World Championships. From Hezzo's perspective, business as usual. Great performance by him. We'll be seeing him soon in the top 8. He made it.
Yeah, with Hezzo's, I feel like his confidence is growing every time we see him in more tournaments. Like I said before, he was never really known for his defensive style. I felt like his defensive side of the game was always letting it down. Goals scored, we know he can score goals. But I feel like the last few tournaments, he's changed the way he defends, changed the way how he's keeping the ball, and I think he can really make a run to make himself a world champion.
It seems like a high-scoring meta right now.
Yeah.
Is this his time to win if there is one?
You know what? I think there's so many players that we can say that can potentially win it. I think so many players so far in this tournament have shown glimpses of being a champion, but then also shown that they're weak. Anders, for example, he's lost a couple games. Nicholas, he's losing a couple games, but he's fought back a couple games. So there's so many players where I think on their day they can win it, but why not? It can be Hezes, it can be Nasada, it can be anyone.
Virgil also with destiny in his own hands was on that 6 points, just like Jafonso, unable to score a draw. He is going to fall at the very end. Kareem takes the 3-point win.
Yeah, Kareem was fantastic actually in that game, and he's been fantastic. He's had a great season as well. Kareem, unfortunately for Virgil, it was in his own hands. It just didn't go his way. I think sometimes probably a lot more harder to take, Shells, I imagine.
Yeah, I think it's so hard to, you work so hard for this tournament. Sometimes things don't click, you know, you can prepare so well at home, things just feel good, but you can't get the results. But of course, Virgil, he went to the very end. Unfortunately, he will be going home. But once again, it's so unpredictable. This is why I love the league phase. Every result matters.
The knockouts are going to be absolutely crazy, Bucket. You know, I actually genuinely don't know where to look. We're going to see heavyweights. We're now at the point in the competition. We saw, obviously, 36. Yeah. And we were like, this 36 is very, very strong. Reminder, the likes of Neat, who just made it through last kick of the game. He got through the play-in.
Yes.
Beating Tex, a goat of the scene on a penalty shootout. He's rode his luck all the way. He's got this far. Just how far can he go?
What is better story, the way that Neat is getting into the knockout bracket or the way that Kasha got knocked out of getting into the knockout bracket?
I think deep down, Neat. I think the play-on story is superb. Same with Manu Bachor last year.
Yeah,
he came through the play and then ended up being a champion. I think if you do that, you went through the grit, you went through the grind. So if you can pull that off, I think it's a crazy achievement. But yeah, for Katya, it was just a heartbreaking loss. From a free kick from the side as well, it was tough.
Production's gone silent, which means they're probably preparing that bracket and double-checking it with all the admins, as they should.
I think there's a few keys to be cut as well, which is happening, which we'll update you with. But there's also a Mystery Nation bucket.
There is a Mystery Nation. And Shells, for those who don't know, what is going on with the Mystery Nation? Why should everyone in the chat take part?
Because you can get easy and good objectives and packs from it, but FG, do you want to give the clue?
Am I going to reveal the Mystery Nation now? We'll wait for the go-ahead. We gave you clues earlier on. They finished third in the 2002 World Cup. They've got players playing in their league now that have moved to the Premier League.
Liverpool fans have a historic Champions League night in one of the cities.
Yeah, in one of the cities, as do Manchester City, a Rodri winner in their city as well.
Quite recently, yeah.
The national team is nicknamed the Crescent Stars.
Yep.
I wouldn't even know.
For those who know about the Crescent Stars.
I genuinely wouldn't have known that, so that probably doesn't help, but I'm pretty sure we can.
You can Google it, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, if you haven't got the answer already, feel free to put it in the chat. We will reveal it to you very, very soon.
Share it with your friends. We want you all to win at home. Shout out to everyone who has been tuning in since the start of league play. We just concluded 6 games for each player. We're about to crush 12 keys, and of course, the final 24 are playing for the $250,000 and title of EWC champion. Shells, I asked you at the start of the show, who is in the herd? Who is in the GOAT conversation? And did they all make it through the early portion of this competition?
I think they all made it through, actually.
Yeah, you would say that.
They all made it through. Anders Vergang, I think, is obviously the main guy we're going to have to talk about. I know he hates us talking about, but he loves it, really. Listen, I'm a bit scared for everyone else. Because he didn't make it through the top 8, he has to play an extra round in a knockout round. Now, I know there's early predictions that might be Emre Yilmaz, and now I wouldn't be able to call that one. But if Anders gets hot there, in a knockout where everything's reset, this could be his tournament once again. But of course, Nicholas is still in the conversation. MS Desari, the king of the jungle, he's back, and I think he can win it. Imagine a CEO versus their own player in the final. I wouldn't mind that.
We've got one of our EWC champions out. Jafonso, 2024 winner here, is now gone. Manu's still in the mix. Anders still in the mix. Do you have a favorite, FG?
You know what, right? I would love Levi David to win it.
Yeah?
He's been back-to-back top 4. He's an amazing person off the stage and stuff, as are a lot of these players. It'd be a really nice story for him. It's hard to look past Anders Vergang like we always do. There's something really, really special about him because I feel like he finds it really difficult to motivate himself in league stages when he knows that there's still a knockout. When this man gets to the knockouts,
he needs that pressure.
Yeah, there is an air of inevitability with him.
Nah, I don't think he finds it. I just think when he loses in the groups or the league phases, he just uses that as, I don't really care about this, because you know what? He backs it up with the trophies. So I think he can use that against it, because really and truly, it matters in the knockouts, and you can't argue with his resume because the guy brings trophies.
But we've got serial winners here, by the way, as well, in this. We've not even mentioned Abu Makr, the Saudi League champion. He went there against Dasari, who finished runners-up in Saudi this season. He's won something. Nasada's had an incredible
Banano,
season.
EPL champion, 6-6.
Banano's won the EPL. We've got the Ligue 1 winners there as well. It's crazy. Let's take a look at the bracket.
I'm told it's ready. We filled long enough, and here we have it official for you. Round of 24 is going to see all of your competitors that were just outside of that top 8, and there we have it. Shells, where are you looking for all those on their cell phone? Where do we need to zoom in?
This bottom right side of the bracket is wicked.
That Falcon versus that pony from Liquid?
And then look at even the round of 16, we got Manu Bachor and Nasada waited. The people that's named on that side of the bracket alone. We got Levi DeWitt, D. Fernandez, okay, but Emre Yilmaz versus Anders Vergang. Winner plays Manu Bachor.
Now, does this mean that Levi would also run into the winner of Emery or Manu? Are we looking at Liquid just knocking each other out before the semis?
Yeah, this is a nightmare situation if you're Liquid. If you're a neutral and you're watching this, Emre Yilmaz, Anders Vergang, the reignition of another rivalry. There is a big rivalry between those two players. I'm looking at the other side at the top left, and you're looking at P8's in Samugamer.
Yep.
And you're looking at where Matthias Banano is, round of 16.
Yep.
he'll be really confident to make it through to Sunday. That Samugamer P8 Zin game, the person who plays Matthias Bonanno, I mean, either way, it's going to be fireworks. Samu's been in great form. P8 Zin, of course. It's another South American clash between the two. It'll be full of emotion. There'll be loads going on. That is going to be
Chills, as we take a look at the bracket, who has the strongest region right now in FC?
I mean, I might be biased. I think the European boys, there's something about us. I think there's too many. But the South Americans, I do think I have a little bit of sauce about them. You see Guga, Ferraz, and Bonanno, Nicholas, they can always make a run for the tournament trophies. But I think the European boys do have that little bit of an advantage.
If we're looking at this, we have to, by the way, off camera, get your predictions, Puckett, 100%. We definitely do. 100% get it for sure. If we're looking at this, who do you think is your favourite to make it through to the round of 16?
I think Nicholas is smiling, right? He's like, I played Kareem or I played the very bottom-ranked player in this tournament. At the top side of it, I'm like, Hezers, I'm not really too worried about Neat. Abu, of course, was looking ferocious on day 2. I think I want to be Nicholas right now in the bracket.
Yeah, if I'm on the left-hand side of the play as a pro player, I'm not saying any of these guys are beatable or easy opponents, but I would rather be on that left-hand side of the bracket. And if you are there, I think you got a chance to win the trophy.
Here's a look at our keys being crushed as the first one is getting dialed in. Who is doing the honors? Walk me through these plays, guys.
Yeah, Levy Finn there crushing a key. I mean, I'm not being funny. These keys are beautiful.
Yeah,
can we not just have them?
Can I just,
rather than
one
ruin them?
around?
They are absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, you get your key crushed if you've got no place to play in this tournament, and we're going to get rid of 12 keys here, Puckett.
Now, of course, you will choose 3 opponents' keys to put into your trophy if you win it here at EWC. It's an excellent way to celebrate not only your victory, but the...
Așadar, oameni buni, am avut clasamentul final și știm acum și meciurile care urmează. Astfel, Razvan Puiu urmează să joace cu Umut. Este un meci extraordinar. O să fie dificil, dar sperăm să treacă mai departe. După aia ar da din nou de Guga Ferraz, pe care l-a învins. Guga Ferraz a pierdut un sigur meci, acela cu Razvan în faza grupei. Deci, cumva, nu e rău. Sperăm, visăm la top 8. Cert este că mai sunt 2 ore până când va juca. Astfel că acest stream îl vom închide și vom reveni într-o oră și jumătate, ceva de genul. Pentru că mai durează ceva. Ați văzut că, dacă ați sunat mai devreme, că este pe partea aia dreaptă a brachetului. În mod normal, zic eu că ar trebui să joace până la top 8. Acum o să-i mai întreb pe băieți și o să aflăm toate detaliile. O să vedem, exact. O să știm cu siguranță mai târziu. Oricum, vă aștept după ora 20. Este programat la 20:30. Sperăm să se țină de acest timeline. Știți cum e, pentru că stați ca mai devreme deseori, deci rămâneți pe fază, stați pe aproape, revenim tot aici pe canal în aproximativ o oră și jumătate.